try to 10 finger guns.
You're good.
There we go.
And we're live. Hello, folks, and welcome to session 4 of the old myths. There was something I would say I completely forgot. Oh yes, any music you hear during this game has been we've been graciously permitted to use by Alex Bow. You can find it under the same name on YouTube, Spotify, and Bandcamp. It's been music I've been listening to for a couple of years now. Definitely well worth a listen. I highly do recommend it. I think that was the only announcement I actually needed to cover today, unless I'm forgetting anything. So I think I'll jump round into my characters introducing themselves. So why don't you introduce who you are, where we can find you on the internet, and who you're playing. And let's go for, because I like to do a bit random. Let's go for Voxy. So Shikyo, why don't you go ahead?
Okay. I'm Shikyo. I go by Shikyo1990 on Twitch and on Twitter. Both of which are pretty much just there to be there. There's not much going on there. And I play Voxy. I have been missing. For reasons. Yeah, I don't have much to say.
I mean, that's all you need to say. These are quick instructions after all, so don't worry about it. So why don't we jump over next to the one who shares my name, Sam. Hiya. Why don't you go ahead?
Hello, hi. I'm Sam, Samtastic with 3 M's on Twitch and Twitter. I play Pyre, who definitely doesn't know magic. Angry and tired. It's a mood.
that certainly is true. Why don't we jump over next to, I think, the one without a face cam today, but with a wonderful piece of art instead, Anders.
Hi, I'm Anders, and I was gonna try to find the person I commissioned this piece of Fenris art from, but I will have it by the time we end, so I can share that artist with you. You can find me on the internets at Anders_D_K, and I will be playing Fenris, the disaster monk who very desperately needs a drink.
Does real life Anders also need a drink?
Real life Anders has a drink.
Oh.
So from one tiefling monk, why don't we go to the other tiefling, Sin?
Hi, I'm
Oh,
Jessie. I mean, you
Sorry.
can call me Sin too. Who cares at this point? Oh, cool. My landlord is doing construction next door. That's fun. I'm Jessie. You can find me at Chahoos the Moose on all of the social medias. I am playing Sin, the blue tiefling ranger, and currently sad panther mom who has lost her panther. It's gonna be fine. We're all happy here.
I did warn you something would happen if you.
Oh, I know.
And you happened to bring an animal companion, and Voxy brought knights who are now deceased. So
I'd rather take like missing panther who might come back as a cool like smart panther. Please, landlord, stop. Than dead companions. So.
Yep. And last but definitely not least, Stephen. Why don't you go ahead?
I'm Steven. I'll be playing Gilder, that old man who's not all that old, but he's still going to complain about being old. And just trying to sort out whatever the hell this party is. I don't know yet. We're a bunch, that's for sure.
It's supposed to be interesting running here for this interesting party. My words are being mixed up already. That's not a good sign. Anyway, why don't I go and introduce myself now? Hi, I am Sam, or in this situation, I'm Samuel, since there is another Sam. And I will be playing everything and everyone else in this mad little campaign of my own imagination, set in a world of my own demented dreams and thoughts. So it's been fun and interesting exploring it with these lovely folks. With that said, oh, and I can be found on Twitter as Eldritch Warlock. There we are. I almost forgot to mention it. With that now said, why don't we jump into the recap of what's happened roughly so far on the old myths. It started with all of you joining a band of mercenaries and faith militants marching north through the continent of the ZN towards the northernmost point, the Delem Forest, which has always been rumored to be haunted, although you had ideas that perhaps some of the stories were true, considering you were being called to arms and the faith militant was being summoned for the first time in a couple of centuries. While you were camped, the mists rolled in, and you were attacked by odd bears and wolves and crows. One thing led to another, and though you repelled the attack, you were called into the tent by the leaders of this band, this company, Raylan the Old Lion and Lydvissa the Gentle Blade. Through a good bit of conversation, you convinced Raylan to purposely break the gear as he was under, injuring himself into unconsciousness, but giving you relevant information. You were eventually tasked by Lydvissa to investigate a village which rumors were saying letters had come from, that were describing events within the forest that were now coming true. Lydvissa offered to teleport you ahead, and you accepted that deal, being sent into the middle of the Delem Forest. Having been handed a magic map, a la the Mordor's map from Harry Potter, and leaving behind Voxy, who was helping the priests of Tresque, the god of suffering, pain, and comfort, in some task. When you landed in the forest, you encountered an odd scorpion with multiple eyes and odd markings, and through one thing after another, one of your number, Fenris, was afflicted by madness as the scorpion died and he looked into its eyes. Travelling a bit, you encountered a group of faceless individuals kneeling before a totem within the forest, with a few tense interactions. A few of your number decided to follow their lead and bow before the totem. Therein you met what you assumed to be at least a portion of some great spirits that resides within the forest. And you asked questions and were given some answers. Perhaps they might have been clues as to what you could do here. But you suffered greatly, almost dying to get these answers, as all who goes through the ritual must, and return back with only 1 point of health. As such, the Faceless decided to offer you a quick boon. They decided and helped you teleport to Durin's Burrow, the town that you had been hunting for. And where we left off, Umber, Sin's panther companion, was last seen skirting the edges of the forest, having been pulled under the influence of perhaps the spirit, and might be perhaps being granted a sense of awakening. As the rest of you entered the Three Foxes Tavern and Inn within Durin's Burrow, and as you were stepping across the threshold, that we left off, and as such, it is as you are stepping across the threshold that we will pick up. So, you noticed upon arrival that the Durin's Burrow itself was rather quiet. Signs of life are present in lights in the windows and things like that, but it's by no means, despite it being about midday, roughly at this point, despite that fact, no one is out in the streets at all. Maybe something to do with the fact that this village that was once on the edge of the Delem Forest has now been surrounded by the forest and completely consumed by these high trees and the rolling mists. However, stepping into the Three Foxes Tavern, you are not greeted with a sense of cold and unease, but instead actually, although empty, a very warm environment. It's a very spacious, large room that you step into, multiple tables set out, although as I say, no one's sitting at any of them. And a warm fire is crackling in one fireplace off to one side, and multiple braziers are set out as well, warding off this kind of unnatural cold that seems to permeate the Delenn forest. It's very warm and welcoming air that you step into. The only sign of life you see is a gnome sat behind the bar, which is to your immediate, or is immediately in front of you, rather. Although he hasn't seemed to have noticed that you've entered yet, and is hunched over a large book, easily about the size of him, I should say, a very large tome, and he's currently scribbling in there, and is completely focused on that task. And as you all step in and the door closes behind you, he still sits there, although his eyes flicker to you for a moment before he goes back down to his writing.
Is anybody else more thrown off that this place is actually like nice? That's
I-
weirding me out.
I do not care. Hey, you got beer? You got things stronger than beer? I need drinks.
Stronger than beer sounds real good right now.
Strongest shit you got.
I need
Yeah,
some
you
strong shit,
three
too.
take seats. I'll carry the drinks over. You blood.
As you're saying this, the gnome looks up at you, tilts his head slightly, and just gestures for you to come closer, before goes back down to his writing. There's no other reaction to your words.
Alright, I guess we're drinking at the bar. Take a seat.
I sit on the bar.
I'll do a quick Eyes of the Grave, just in case. And technically, I don't, in the text it doesn't say that I have to do anything like specifically for it, but for flavor's sake, I think I do. There is like a somatic component to it, just like draw like a sigil in the air, which I will try to do very stealthily from the back of the group.
A sigil behind your back.
Yeah.
There's no undead that you see with your Eyes of the Grave.
Cool. Didn't think so, but
It's as you begin to congregate around the bar and it's known that he finally looks up at you. Hello and welcome to the Three Foxes. What can I do for you? I apologize if you were speaking before. I have an issue with my hearing. Thankfully, I have a bit of an enchantment, and you watch as he brushes against an earring. It allows me to hear within a certain distance, but any further away, I can't hear you. I do apologize if I was rude, though. You are all welcome here, as is any who is willing to pay for the Three Foxes' hospitality. What can I get you all?
Slap a bunch of coins. I want the strongest thing you've got in here.
We
Ah,
will
you're
literally
very wel-
drink you out of your stock
yes.
if you will let us.
It's been a rough day.
Well, I mean, if you do that, I'm more than happy to, as long as you pay, because coin is always welcome at the Three Foxes. So you want the strongest thing they have? That would be Hobbs' special brew. Give me 5 seconds. And you watch as he jumps down and disappears behind.
1,
Two,
2,
three,
4,
four,
5.
It's as you say 5 that he hops back onto his chair, and you see
That's
behind him
Very good customer
a
service.
Excellent,
platter
excellent.
floating through the air with 4 flagons on top of it, each with like a very overflowing with the head of some alcohol. And the platter comes and just rests on the table before you. Well, that will be 4 gold.
I'll tip him an extra one. Are we splitting this? How are we splitting this? I don't care. Just give it to me. I'll pay for it. I don't care.
Cool.
Thanks.
5 gold. There you go. Give this to me.
He watches his hand lashes out, and in a second it's scooped into a pocket of the we now notice there's a waistcoat he's wearing. And it's just lovely. Thank you so very much. Is there anything else I can get you? Would you like a table? Would you like some rooms? We've not really had much business recently, so yes, quite a bit low. So anything you want, I can have. I will be most graciously applying it.
Rooms.
Rooms.
How much are rooms?
Rooms will go for. Do you want one room each? Any size of bed? Any size of warmth or anything like that? Fires in the room or anything like that? Is it one room for each of you?
You asked so many
just a single
questions.
bed?
I
Haven't even drank yet.
I guess Pyre and I could share a room. Couldn't we, Pyre?
Yeah. We could.
Yeah.
Sure.
Don't sound so excited for that.
Look, I did.
Okay, so that'll be 3 rooms then, I presume.
I will probably pass out in that booth back there, but you should get me a room anyway. Just in
But
case.
Of course, here at the Three Foxes, if anyone does pass out and has a room reserved, we make sure that you are carried to your room.
Oh, no. If I pass out in the booth, just leave me there, please.
So noted. I'll make sure that is known to our staff. Don't worry about it. But that will be 3 rooms still. Do you 2 ladies want a separate bed, same bed?
Separate beds.
Separate bed. Okay, that will go for a total of 5 silver and 2 copper.
5 silver for a total. So
Thanks, money bags.
we're just gonna. Yep. You know what? I'll just. Yep. Continue to. Okay.
Once more, this coin, as soon as you place it on the bar, just vanishes into the pocket of his waistcoat. Lovely. Thank you so very much. Feel free to take any table you like. If you wish any food or anything or any more drinks, do let me know. I apologize. My name is Hob. I am the owner of this place.
Hob. So, did you say? Is this a goblin? Did you say this is a goblin?
It's a gnome.
It's a gnome. I was like, did you name your goblin Hobgoblin?
No,
I wish I had done that, but no, this is...
Okay.
gnome, goblin. What's the difference?
A lot of things.
They're both puntable.
They're both
Yeah, see, same thing.
puntable. Great.
It's just really the octave of screech they reach.
Thank you, Hob.
Anyways,
No worries. As I said, I am more than welcome to supply any measure of hospitality that you like. So let me know if you wish anything.
Could we also get some, I don't know, warm bowls of stew for the party? When was the last time we ate? I honestly do not remember. It's
How
been.
long have we been here?
night
I don't know.
Probably would have been the night before you went under a watch. It's
Yeah.
been a while.
So definitely some bowls of stew, some bread.
But of course, I will have the
Tea.
house special brought out to you as soon as
Excellent.
possible. Go through and take a table, and I'll bring it across. That will run you as you 1 meal each. That will be 8 silver.
Anyone else wanna do this one in? No.
just everybody's just. I left my gold cloud gathered. No, I'll foot a gold this time.
All right.
You drop the gold onto the counter. Again, immediately vanishes into the pocket, but this time 2 silver comes out and is set before you. Your change, sir.
All right, yeah. We'll take that, and then we'll saunter over to a table.
Saunter.
Yeah, I said saunter.
You can saunter.
You
Oh,
can
Sure,
saunter
but
all
your
you
mama
want,
gave ya.
old man Gilder.
You watch then as you head over to the table as he again hops down behind the bar, but this time you see him scurry out the side of it and out through a door that you hadn't actually noticed. It's almost as if as he goes through the door, it appears,
Hmm.
and he's gone into a back room.
That's not disconcerting.
I'm gonna slide into the booth, table, wherever you went. Next to you, Gilder.
There's an array of both. There's like long tables for large groups. There's a circular tables like 4 chairs around. There's also booths set along the outside limits of the room.
We'll take a booth so that way we can shimmy out, and when Fenris wants to go to sleep, he's already there.
Feet on the table.
In a
Drink.
booth?
Yeah. It's super uncomfortable. It's like
Are you
squished-
wearing a kilt?
Yeah, he is. I said it's super uncomfortable. He's
It's
We just hear the
Uncomfortable for-
back cracking as you hoist up your legs.
There's this like tail that just like is flicked out and resting on the table next to his feet.
Oh, that's right. What do I do with my tail? I guess it's just curled around me.
This is called bar yoga. Is what this is.
It's as you sit down, you all feel like a faint static around you, and then falling from nowhere, you see a familiar form, the form of Voxy, just slamming into a nearby table, which cracks beneath him and sends chairs falling in different directions.
Alright.
As a
That
Voxy,
seems appropriate for the day. And I drink.
you having been teleported by Larissa, suddenly find yourself on your back in an odd tavern that's completely empty apart from the rest of your group. A table splintered beneath you.
Why does he get teleported to the tavern and we got teleported to the dangerous woods?
Apparently that's the one he gets you.
Sup, Foxy? Do you need a drink and some food? It's on its way.
You're alright down there?
What the? What just happened?
Yeah, that's been us for the past day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear a voice stir in your head, the voice of Larissa, Foxy, and she just says, "I do apologize if that was a bit of a rough landing. I had no location to send you to your allies, so the magic kind of destabilizes the further away they are. I do apologize. It was beyond my furthest limits."
Just don't touch me next time. I'll walk.
Hey, she put us in front of a giant fucking scorpion, so you know what? I'd take a table through the ass next time.
We can't hear her, can we, though?
Shit, let's be real.
So you're probably wondering what's happened.
Record scratch.
Record scratch.
Y'all are alive. Y'all seem to be doing fine. You're
No.
in.
Fine,
False.
we're not
Totally.
fine.
It's alright. Things are great.
Like 3 of us look like we're about to die.
I feel great, actually. I took a little, 12-second vacation to another dimension, so it's fine.
Roxy, you'll notice that Sin, Pyre, and Tremus all look on the edge of falling unconscious. Gilda's fine.
Sin is relatively much better than
Oh yeah, sorry, you did get to it.
Pyre and Tremus.
Sin looks a bit better than Pyre and Tremus, but
Still not
pretty,
great.
Not great.
Yeah.
And you do notice there's a specific lack of a large panther.
I hear silence.
Yeah, but we're still a little sore about that one.
Yeah. So, the woods suck. Umbra's finding herself.
Oh yeah, didn't you
We
have
died.
a Mongo with you?
We
Yes.
died. We communicated with the spirit and we died. But we're back now.
Oh, yeah, we did die. That was a lot.
Yeah, I told you not to fucking do it. Look what happens.
Oh, you have died. I know how now I understand that. That is something I'm very well accustomed with.
Yeah, it fucking
Wait.
sucks.
What? No, hold on. You don't just get to say, I've died a few times, I know what that's like. And just expect us all to fucking understand that. What do you mean?
Well, in my line of work, it's quite normal to fall over dead, come back, do it again. Not that big of a deal, really.
Like, in your
That
line
didn't
of
clear
work,
up anything.
you die, fall over, come back?
Yeah,
Like,
it's not a big deal.
like physically dead, no pulse, no nothing.
Say hi to my god a little bit, and then come back and do some more work for him, die again. You want to see the scars?
But I don't
While-
buy into
I'm
religion.
so confused.
While this exchange is going on, casually into my mug, I'd like to cast Mass Healing Word. Just like casual, just on
Yeah, you could-
whoever.
Could I
whoever-
notice that?
Whoever's injured at the table, I am trying to do it stealthily.
Oh, I have a passive perception of 20.
Great.
I'll say make a sleight of hand higher.
Sleight of hand. Okay, great. I'm good at those.
You gotta be 22.
I won't. Actually, if I get a nat 20, I will match it.
Here.
So I rolled a 1.
Oh.
You go to do so, Haya, and you accidentally inhale a bit of the alcohol. Now, you'd asked for the strongest thing you could, and you'd gotten Hob Special Brew.
Straight
I
up
need you
my
to make me a
jam.
Constitution saving throw, please.
Great.
As soon as this alcohol touches your mouth, it feels as if it's burning, very unnaturally.
You go into the dice jail, motherfucker. Con save. Math. 18.
Okay, you definitely do like get. It's almost like the taste of raw magic in this alcohol, but you manage to restrain yourself, and instead of coughing it all over yourself and probably burning your mouth a little bit, you manage to steel yourself and swallow this accidental mouthful down. You do manage to cast Healing Word
Sweet.
in the mass healing word, but everyone knows.
Cool.
It is extremely obvious what you are doing.
Well, let me roll out your healing. I think that I probably got away with it. It's fine. Just
Sin's
That's a
just
hell of a
like,
cough you got there.
yeah, Sin's just looking
Strong
at you,
shit.
chin on her hand, like, yeah, you think you were sneaky?
Sneaky about what?
Oh, nothing.
You guys, we have everybody heals 9.
Hey, double digits.
Yep. Yep. Barely.
Barely. I could take a hit. Singular, probably.
49 health. I'm doing pretty good for myself.
Shut up.
21.
Still at full.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
as you're doing this, Haya, that Hob comes through, and you can see following in his footsteps is a much larger individual, though considering this is a gnome we're talking about, that's relative.
So it's
Human,
a halfling.
looks almost human or half elf, slightly gaunt features, slightly delicate features as well. Blonde hair that's kind of just left to fall around the shoulders, dressed in kind of like a simple tunic and outfit with like an apron on as well. And you notice that he's carrying a platter with 4 bowls on them, which he brings over to you as Hob walks over to the shattered table that Voxy had destroyed. Seems to just crosses his arm, shakes his head slightly for a moment, sighs, and as you watch as he traces the sigil into the air, the table starts to reform itself.
Yeah, sorry about that. You know, colleague of ours.
Technically, it wasn't our fault.
No, really.
Don't
Build
worry
a
about it.
mage.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Normally when people come in here, it's a bit rowdy, so I'm exactly used to this. Me and Boz and we experience this more often than not. Well, when people actually come here, it's been a bit quiet lately. But do enjoy your meal, boys, and that was a beautiful stew, if I do say so.
Yeah, no, where are why is this bar empty?
Well, I'm sure you noticed the change of scenery outside. You know. where
Oh,
exactly-
you mean
mist?
the demon mist that like eats people?
The awful,
Yeah.
awful mist with the awful,
Wait, the
awful
mist eats
creatures.
people. The mist.
Yeah.
eats-
Yeah,
I'm okay.
it will eat you if you touch it, so don't touch it.
Okay, that's
Like your
false.
skin will dissolve and it will
No.
absorb you and eat you
Don't
for
listen
food.
to him. Please don't. Stop.
Oh.
I'm okay, but I was more talking about, the fact we're surrounded by a forest. We're not exactly unaware of what might be lurking within the forest, but we always kept to the outskirts. Now that we're in the forest, well, there are a few. How don't you know this? It's pretty obvious if you walk through town. Did you not walk through the borough?
Did you not see me pop up in your place? Just kind of appeared here.
I don't know about you, but I do not see through walls.
There's some greater forces at play here. Did you say you were on the outskirts of the forest, and now you're in the forest?
Yes.
Sounds like
it's
your
really about-
lumberjacks aren't doing their job.
Well, they can't exactly do their job when the forest suddenly overnight sprouts up around you. And when you cut the trees down, more trees appear. So we kind of had to give in. But did you not walk through town? The signs of the beast attacks are pretty obvious.
No, we were gonna do that after a warm meal and maybe a short rest.
Who am I to complain?
Like a long rest.
Like a couple of short rests.
No, just like 12 hours of just like sleep.
Well, as I said, you're paying customers, so what do I care? What does it matter to me? As long as you pay, I don't really mind. But, yes, if you do wander through the village, make sure to do so during the day. At night, the beasts come out and attack, and most people now just keep inside. They don't really like wandering around.
What kind of beasts specifically?
Are there owls?
There's a few owls, yes, but wolves mainly. It's been more obvious if you walk through the town. There's definite signs of damage here and there. Most people now bar their doors and keep the incense burning.
We'll definitely walk through the town tomorrow. We have some things to discuss anyways.
Is the death toll high?
It was at first. We have only lost around 10 people. Mainly children, sadly enough. They don't, you know how they can be rebellious at times, and they didn't really grasp the danger they were in until they were all taken at once. They lost about 7 that night. Most people stay inside now to avoid it. But thankfully for old Nan, we're not too bad. She's able to make sure some injuries don't lead to death.
Old Nan?
Nan. Old Nan, yes. She was, well, we don't really know. She's always been here. As long as I can remember anyway. As long as I've been here. Old Nan has been here. She's always been old as well. So that's what she's referred to. But she tends to keep to herself. But with what's been going on, she has been lending her aid here and there.
Does Old Nan have a real name? Or
Can't hear you, Jesse.
Does Old Nan have a real name, or?
I don't know her name. She's only addressed by Old Nan.
Okay.
Sorry.
No.
As I say, as long as I've been here, that's all I've known her as.
How long have you been here?
Oh, when was it that we came here, Borzen? Was it 5, 8 years ago? And you notice Borzen, who's been silently stood off to one side, is simply counting through the air, and then gestures to Hob. Oh right, yes, thank you for reminding me, Buzz. Sorry, I'm not too good with time. It's been around 20 years.
Okay.
Different number.
So, does Old Nan do like magic Healy bullshit like Pyre does?
What?
I don't know who Pyre is or what Pyre does.
This is
one.
Pyre. She likes to pretend she can't do magic, but she literally just healed us 5 minutes ago and like
Yeah.
sucked booze up her nose in the process. So
Oh, you had some of my special brew. How was it? Yeah, I kinda weave a
Magical.
little bit- Oh yes, I try and weave a little bit of the arcane into it. It's that special kick.
It's very much a kick. Yep, that's probably what they're feeling. That makes them feel so much better.
Well,
Would
I'm
you-
not drinking, so that don't explain that.
Oh, that is right. Do you want a drink?
No, I'm good. I just got here.
Food, room, all paying customers are welcome at the Three Foxes.
How expensive is it?
Oh,
Sin will cover you.
Yeah, Sin's good for it.
considering you destroyed my table,
Oh.
the price is hiked up a little bit, I'm afraid. So for you, for room and board, and a meal as well, I presume that would be 1 gold piece.
Ah, So, and there's no Faith Militia discount, is there?
There is not, I'm afraid.
Can you build a Faith Militia for me, though?
I cannot, I'm afraid.
Damn. Well, Sin, I tried.
You tried
Pay the man.
what? I just flick a coin at Voxy's head.
You notice it stops mid-air, and you can kind of notice there's now a spectral hand holding it. Brings it over and pops it into Hobbs' pocket. Thank you so very much, Bosun. There'll be one more food, and when you can, prep the rooms for another. Thank you.
Can you just let it hit him in the head before taking it?
I tend not to allow violence in my establishment.
You said
Oh,
things got
that's
rowdy in here.
disappointing.
Oh, don't get me wrong, there is violence. I just tend not to allow it.
I see.
That's disappointing.
Those that try and be violent find themselves out on their arses pretty quickly.
Sounds like a challenge. but-
Noted.
Nope, no challenges here. Nope. Staying out of the
So,
mist.
Challenge.
What I'm going to do is I'm gonna pull out a chest of preserving out of a bag of holding, and then pull out some ice cold water to drink.
Okay, sure, this is a very odd scene for everyone as Roxy hand disappears into the satchel,
Unpacks his own
pulls out
lunch.
a large chest, which he then opens to pull out a small glass bottle of water.
Yeah. And then put, of course, the chest back inside of the satchel.
He can't take you
Nope.
anywhere.
That's one way to do it, I suppose.
But unless you have any more questions,
You hit mute.
You.
Muted.
Oh no.
Yeah, so-
So
You can hear you
animated
now.
too.
I know.
I'll try and get what is it? Okay. So unless you have any more questions, I will answer the one that I have yet to answer that you did just ask. Yes, Old Nan does. I assume if you say Pyre here does some healing. Old Nan does some healing herself as well. She's a bit how can I put this politely?
Insanely sane?
Well, she's a few eggs short of a hole, if that makes sense. She's not all there. But she has been known to be a bit wise, so I guess that would be one way to describe her. I mean, I don't know why we would describe her like that, but I guess. Although technically, I guess that description could apply to a few others. Well, you don't want to hear me give you spreading rumors like that, I'm sure. So yes, until you have any more requests, I will be over at the bar, and Bosun will be in the back room. Shout us if you need anything.
I nudge Sten. 3 gold pieces. Old Nan has died in front of people without faces.
Wager that. Yep. That's a yes. That's a copy.
Yeah.
Is he gone? Is Hob gone?
Yeah, you notice he, as soon as he finished speaking, he turns around and hobbles back to the bar, and you get the idea that you probably can speak without being overheard, considering what he previously mentioned, the fact that he's
I'm
Can't
still
really
gonna lean in and with like a quieter voice, say to the group, I think we need to discuss what happened in the woods for each of us and what we've learned.
Yeah, your cat ran away.
Touch that thing.
Okay,
Or
let's
not.
not focus on Umbra, please. No, I'm talking about the faceless people and the questions, and Pyre, you saw things, and Fenris, you saw things, and I saw things, and Gildert, where the fuck were you?
Not touching spooky ghost things, that's what. I learned they can take a hell of a lightning arrow to the chest, that's for sure. Sturdy things.
Fair, but so what did you guys ask?
Well, I know it probably would have been a good idea to ask something pertinent to the quest at hand, but I did not do that. So, Pyre, what'd you ask?
Did you ask about your brother?
I will talk to you later.
Okay.
Pyre, what'd you ask?
You have a brother?
Pyre, you have magic.
I do not have magic. I didn't know you had a brother, Fenris.
We didn't know you could do magic.
I can't.
Are we
Uh-huh.
really still playing this fucking game? You speak Abyssal and magic shit happens. I know exactly what you did to Lyrissa.
How do you know I speak Abyssal?
Because I speak it.
Why do you speak it?
Because I hunt down and track Abyssal monsters all the time. That's what I did before I joined up here.
Drama.
Hey, can I just point
What
out
they're
I
talking
also
about.
Abyssal.
Oh yeah, so does he.
Jump in to this conversation. He has no part.
And I know the exact spell you used on Lyrissa because I've used it before to interrogate people.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay.
Okay, well,
If Pyre doesn't want people to know that Pyre can do magic, then
Pyre
fine.
can't do magic.
we'll
Pyre.
just continue
Okay,
to
that you
put.
can. I just
magic.
want you to say it.
No, if Pyre doesn't want to say it, Pyre doesn't have to say it.
Pyre
As
can't
long as-
use magic, and Pyre wouldn't want to use magic if she could.
As long as Pyre remembers that sometimes Fenris might need some assistance and Pyre doesn't, decide to not know how to do magic in those moments, then it's fine that Pyre doesn't know how to do magic. Did that sentence make any sense?
It made as much sense as you
Sure.
usually do.
Yeah, just take
It's fine.
a nap.
I'm gonna take another
Not
drink.
take a nap. Might have a concussion. Not sure what happened in there.
Probably.
So, what did you ask, Pyre?
I just asked, what happens next? Told to come here, seek the insanely sane one. That's about it.
That sounds kind of like Old Nan. Isn't that what Hop was saying?
Yeah, I was gonna ask him in a bit about anyone else that might fit the description, but I'd like to get a drink on first.
Fine.
I'm wondering, like, that was a totem, right? Like that was like a one of those things we're not supposed to topple.
Yeah, it was different from the others. This was a non-broken totem.
So do we need to go fix the other ones? Like, do we need to go back to where the dead scorpion is and like fix that totem? Would that fix the forest?
So I asked what secrets the forest held, and I saw a vision where I was flying over the forest and I could see this magical web, and it was like the totems were points in the web, but where the totems were fallen had been broken, the web was unraveling. So
things could get through.
So something is coming, and something is mad because this web was keeping it away. Or checks furiously through her notes.
What was the web made out of?
I can let you know, Sin, basically what it was. You had the impression of it being angered because it had agreed to willingly be sealed away, but from its perspective it had been betrayed in this agreement. They had been reneged upon and was mad and is now trying to break through because of that fact. You had the kind, and that's when your focus shifted and it kind of became singular and you kind of merged with it for a moment, and you had the whole
Shift in.
how dare they
yeah.
betray me, how dare they, etc, etc.
Yes.
So it's trying, so it willingly agreed to be sealed, whatever it is. It now sees that agreement as having been broken, however, and is angered that it has not been released because of that fact.
And I heard, or was told, a name. Ira Tylia Kaitsko.
Yes, that is roughly how to say it, yes. Because, as my players know, I make odd names. Yes, Talia Kaitsko, yeah.
Ira Tylia Kaitsko.
I'll just double check. Era Talia Kaitsko.
Era.
Era.
So that's what I learned. I think we need to figure out how maybe to fix these totems. I don't know.
What
Actually-
about like molasses, or like a really like sticky sap to like glue the totems back together?
Just keep drinking.
So I think the wasp is back with Shikyu.
Yeah.
For that episode.
Oh no.
But yes, just making a comment so the audience would know why he's suddenly ran off screen.
Could ask the faceless people if they know how to put the things back together. If they're watching over one, maybe they know how it was.
Oh man, you know what we should have done? We should have like let Sin die, and then Sin tells us what Sin learned while Sin was dead. And then Pyre dies, and then Pyre can ask like the next question, and then after Pyre gives us the answers that she found out, then I can die and ask the next question.
It's like consecutive questions.
Yeah,
and not
yeah, 'cause
what
we all- we were all
actually
dead at
happened.
once, and so we didn't like, you know.
Oh, so the idea is maybe we should think things through instead of rushing into big
Well, no.
totems and yeah, good plan. Yeah, think things through that.
Just as a reminder to you all, I believe I have this my notes correct on this. You, Pyre, were told about Riverhome and the insanely sane.
Yes.
You, Sin, were also told about Riverhome.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that was mentioned to you.
Mm-hmm.
But also of the hillock
Yes, the hillock.
and of the marked.
I seek the marked, find the hillock.
Yes.
I am withholding information from the party. So
I
You were also, Sin, the only one who knows the true old words.
I am, yes.
And I believe the actual old words, the story you're told by Terran, has yet to actually be passed on to the others by Sin and Fenris, just as a recap of where you're all up to in terms of information.
Should we, Fenris,
Yeah.
should we tell them about the old words?
Sure. In the since then we want to share information, and I look at Pyre, because everyone knowing every aspect really helps everyone know how to help each other best. We should share the old words that Tyre told us.
Terran.
Terran.
Tyre was in
Fine.
the
I combined Terran with Pyre there. That'd be interesting. I don't know.
Do you
I
want
don't
me
think those two would really hit it off so well.
should we
no.
do you want me to just read the old words for everyone?
Yeah.
Here are the old words. Everyone get your notes ready. No, it's not. It's in the chat. Dare not wander the forest. Dare not topple the totems. Dare not break the rituals, lest the forest beast come for you. Beware the trees that hide more than shadows, the eyes that peer from eyeless skulls, for the warden watches you, waiting for the cruel. Do not presume to control the land, for the land serves none within its core. The breath of Titans roam. The pact was made, but should it break, the desecrated will come for you. Much was sealed away, now the primal wait for the chance to walk once more. Unless an offering of peace is given, no empathy shall blunt their claws. So dare not break the rituals, lest you are prepared for their wrath, for the hillock's pact to break, for Riverhome to fall.
Yeah. What Sen said.
I will quickly point out, Fenris, that is completely different from what you heard. From Terran, you heard only the first bit. What Sin just said is largely unknown to you.
Well, I also will point out that Fenris is drunk and stupid, so I'm gonna roll intelligence to see if he realizes that.
Sure, by all means, go ahead.
That's a 5. I don't think he puts 2 and 2 together.
He's just like, yes, yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
You
makes
checked
sense.
all
out after
correct.
the first bit you knew, and you're like, yeah, that's it, that's the one. And
Yep.
then she kept talking. So, have we just stumbled into some angry old god's quest for revenge? Is that what's happening here?
Revenge, but I feel like less an offering of peace is given. It sounds like we shouldn't be fighting them.
Yeah, but what do you offer as a peace for an old god? I should have stayed home.
Virgins.
Virgins. Virgins. And off camera, Shikio chimes in.
I kind of want to say that was Hob shouting across, but by what I've already said, he can't actually hear what you're saying. So I assume it'll be just Voxy who's focused on, I assume, pulling another water out from this elaborate mix of bag of holding, Jester preserving. He's focused on that as he says that.
I have been put in my room. Fuck.
Foxy
And the
is
wasp is
currently.
chasing.
I was gonna say, Foxy is currently chasing after his water bottle that has fallen onto the ground and is rolling away.
We're gonna come back from break, and there's a wasp with his headset on, sitting there in front of the webcam.
Actually, no, here's what's happened. Voxy in character is being chased by a wasp as well.
Oh wow! Look at that.
So,
Isn't that fun? I'm currently locked in my room.
yes, art is imitating life in the game.
Oh no.
Oh.
So we can't break the rituals. I guess we partook in a ritual.
Yeah.
That's not breaking it. You almost broke it, Fenris.
I did not almost do that. When did I? When? What? When did I almost break it?
I guess I didn't. I wouldn't have seen you charging towards us to then get stuck in question zone.
Oh, yeah, you
No.
wouldn't have seen that.
Yeah.
You
I
were
mean,
dead.
We didn't do anything. We didn't think about shooting down the totem. Nothing bad happened.
I
Stop.
didn't think about shooting down the totem. I thought about helping my friend who was dead on the ground.
Oh, Fenris. You do
But you don't know
care.
that, so
So you don't get this emotional bonding.
you don't get that relationship.
No!
Uh-huh.
The terrible tieflings in every way.
I guess this is for Samuel. Do any of us know what the Hillock or River Home is over the table? Or
No, these are completely new names for you. Even when it was asked while you were communing with the ritual, all that was given for River Home was for Pyre to seek the insanely sane one. There was no information given in regards to the Hillock, however, other than what Sin has already said. Only
That we
it's
need
do
to
with the
find
Hillock.
the Hillock.
Yes.
Well, I guess in the morning then we see this old Nan, and then
And she might have some answers to our questions.
Nothing.
I will point out it's midday currently.
oh, it is midday.
We are
okay.
tired beans.
Yeah. Well, eventually when we wrap this all up, when they long rest, I do want to take a walk around the town if it is midday.
I mean, I guess I could stand to take a walk around town.
Okay, but what if the walk around town turns into a fight, monsters attacking the town, and we die?
It's Sam. It's going to happen.
I've run from a fight before, I'll run from one again.
I mean, I will run from a fight and I will leave every single one of you behind, so...
Fenris, I've never known you to run from a fight.
Yeah, you're more the run to them.
That's true.
Or if there's not a fight, you just start running and hope.
Here. I take my drink and pour it in, like, empty out my flagon of, like, water. Fill it up with Hobbs Special. Take this on our walk.
Okay.
And I would assume that throughout this you've been sipping at your drink.
Oh, mine is empty.
In that case, okay, I need a Constitution saving throw for everyone who's trying to drink. Your DC then this will be higher.
Do I need everyone?
You don't higher. You've already made this.
Oh! a 17. Bum, bum,
Okay, you're-
bum, bum,
Natural 20.
Okay then. What was that, Gilda? You're muted.
I gotta unmute myself somehow. 15.
Okay. So you all experience the same thing that Paya did, this kind of burning, tingling sensation as soon as the alcohol hits your tongue, the very like taste of the arcane itself. But you do manage to drink it normally, and it's very potent, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You're all at the very least tipsy. Fenris, however,
I can
Is-
hold my booze.
yes,
Totally
you're somewhere between tipsy and completely pissed.
Buzzed.
I mean, I become better in a fight when I'm drunk, so...
Okay,
This is-
Rockley.
No, I literally am a monk of the drunken something something. So,
Okay,
like,
Rockley.
it's canon, yo.
It's canon, yo. Alright.
But yeah, at this point, unless there's anything else you want to discuss, we can consider this as you eat your meals and continue sipping at Hobbs Home Brew. You can all take a short rest.
Yay. Can I... No, never mind.
Alright, how many hit dice do I have?
I gotta prepare that for tomorrow.
At least 10.
Short
Uh,
rest.
Ow. Ow, 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 ow.
What is my hit die? I suddenly don't remember. I think I'm a D8.
D8 for
Yeah.
clerics, yeah.
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 It was like,
What are the chances we're gonna
One
take
cleric.
another short rest before we go to sleep? I'm just gonna roll all of them.
What?
You do notice every now and then Hob looks up and just checks on how you are. Does notice if you ever fully drink the flagon. He does kind of gesture questioningly towards it as if he wants another one.
Wait, it didn't roll my hit dice.
But by and large, he just sits behind the bar, just writing in this large book.
Is that... Did I... Wow! Way to go, Sin.
Does D&D Beyond not roll hit dice for you?
I don't think so.
Don't think so.
Oh, it just tracks them. No wonder it's not working. Never mind. I'll do it myself manually. Don't worry about me.
But yes, then, after this short rest, after you've had your meal and you've had this hour just kind of decompress, is there anything you would like to do? As at this point it's about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But you have been going since around, you kind of, the fight took place at like 6 AM, and you have exerted yourselves. At this point you've been awake 6 hours, including multiple aspects of combat and technically dying in a couple of your cases.
Meh. Real life Jesse woke up at 6 o'clock to go hiking and walk 29,000 steps the other day. Sin can stay awake.
Yeah, I think a ranger would be more equipped to handle that.
Yeah, okay. I just thought I'd point it out in case that I found what you wanted to do. But yes, you're free to do whatever you want.
I could see
I'm going to... No, Pyre, you go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you.
I was gonna go over and talk to Hob.
Sure. As I said, he's behind the bar, still working on whatever he's writing into this book. And hello to Welcome Party RPG. Thank you for the raid.
Hey, hello.
Hello!
Yay! Friends.
But yes, Paya, as you walk over to the bar, Hob, it takes until you're about 10 feet away from him for him to kind of register your footfalls. You get the idea. This is probably the range of whatever enchantments he has to allow him to hear. And he looks up at you. Yes, what can I do for you? Miss Paya, was it? I believe that was the name you were given by your friend.
That is my name. Yeah, sure is.
Wonderful. Right. So, what can I do for you, Miss Paya? Would you like anything else to drink or some more food?
Not right now, actually. Thank you, though. So you said there might be a couple of people who fit the description of insanely sane?
I guess, I mean, it's a very nebulous description, would you not agree? But, there could be a couple of people, I suppose, who could fit. Why do you ask? You don't mind me inquiring. Are you just a humble barkeep after all? So, if you don't mind me inquiring, what are you looking for specifically?
Someone who could maybe help me out of a sticky situation. If that makes sense.
It does not, but I am a humble barkeep, so I won't ask questions, so long as there is coin to pay. And he holds out his hand, palm up, just
I give him a gold.
once more with very quick movements, it's just disappeared into the pocket of his waistcoat. Thank you so very much. I appreciate your patronage. So, you're looking for people who the insanely sane might apply to, as I have mentioned. Old Nan could be one of them. She's, as I said, not completely grounded in reality most of the time. Wonderful woman, wonderful healer. Would trust her with anything, but not to keep track of herself. Not the best mental state, and I don't know how old she is. It could be to do with age. But I did have one lass in the other day, complaining about her father. He had been suffering some night terrors recently since the forest and the mist kind of surrounded us. She was telling her woes over a couple of drinks, and I happened to, completely innocently, of course, overhear a few details.
Of course.
I would never dare to intrude upon the privacy of my individual patrons.
No, you're but a humble barkeep, of course.
Quite. But yes, she was talking about her father. As I said, he had a few night terrors recently, but that terror had begun to extend into his waking hours, not just his sleeping. A few little shouting at shadows and things like that. And constant mutterings, apparently, and drawing, and things of that similar nature. I don't know names. I don't really know everyone in the village. It is not exactly like I know everyone. But I do believe there was mention of the apothecary supplying some medicines for him, so it might be worth hunting them down. Do you have a piece of parchment on you?
I should.
If not, I have something here. It would just cost you.
I slide him another gold. And I say, I hope this covers anything else you can tell me as well.
And again, the very, very swift action into the pocket. But of course. Now, I don't really tend to go to the apothecary myself, but my dear Bosun does every now and then. He suffers from migraines, unfortunately, so we have to get medicine for that. But yes, and he grabs a piece of parchment and he takes his quill and he basically starts scribbling down some instructions and directions. Just follow these and you'll find the apothecary. It's pretty hard to miss. There's a very strong scent of herbs as you approach. It's called... Oh, bugger. What's it called again? Bugger. You'll have to ask Bosun, I'm afraid. I don't really remember that well what it's called, but he knows it pretty well. Just knock on the door and stick your head around. It'll be fine, don't worry about it. Don't mind anything that's thrown at you, however. He startles quite easily, my dear.
Valid. I would too in a time like this.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Are there any temples or places of faith around here?
You'll find as much of the faith is not kept here within the borough. We suffer quite a bit from our closest to the village, and the faith militant has not been historically kind to us. No one is exactly happy about them, but you could find the... Make me a persuasion check.
Okay. Move, mouse. Uh, 19.
Okay. You watch as he leans forwards and drops his voice. You can probably find the Titan's Grove if you look carefully enough. Look for a cultivated garden. It shouldn't be too far from the apothecary. I believe that is where they get most of their herbs. Just don't advertise it. So,
Understood.
And he leaves back and, yes, is there anything else I can help you with? Oh, your patronage, after all, is so magnificent, and you have bought yourself a bit more information if you so want.
What's she working on?
Oh, this is just nothing more than monetary records. Nothing to really concern yourself with. just your transaction of coin and what we might do to for me and Bosun to be able to keep this place. As I said, no customers, no coin, how to maintain the place.
Do I believe him?
You can make an insight check if you want.
It's 18 plus 9.
27.
That.
He's being partially truthful. There's probably a bit more to it, but what he said is true. But as I say, he's withholding something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it's definitely something that is causing him to be a bit nervous. Very similar to what he mentioned when he said about the Titan's Grove, this kind of shifty-eyed awareness.
Mm-hmm. So I'll lean in and drop my voice and say, "You got any scrolls?"
Of what exactly? I may have.
Anything protection based, healing based? You know, it's tough times. So I understand if that might run me a little extra.
Go and talk to Bosun.
All right.
Ask him your questions. You'll get your answers there.
Got it. Thank you. So I'll...
No problem. The Three Foxes is always happy to have such wonderful patronage. Do let me know if there's anything else I can help you with.
Thank you very much, Hobbs. And I'll kind of shuffle back towards the party and keep an eye on the door that I'm supposed to go to.
Yep. Okay.
I would like to smack Sin with my tail and then make my way towards the bedrooms.
That better be you telling me you're going to sleep and not, hey, come to bed with me, because heck no.
I feel like at this point you know that this means, hey, we need to talk.
Oh, okay.
That's all. I did say earlier I wanted to talk to you.
That's
later.
true. That's true. Okay.
I'll say this is as Payer's talking to Hob, so you two go and go towards the. You were told about where your rooms were when he brought over the. Brought over the meals, so you could probably find your way to either Fenris's or Sin's room.
I'm just gonna drop off some stuff so we're not lugging our packs around town as we're walking. That doesn't make any sense.
When we get to the room, I'm going to shut.
Yes, you find yourself and you seclude yourself in one of the rooms. They're relatively utilitarian in nature. You know, it's just there's no lavish decorations. It's pretty simple. There's a bed. There's a small cupboard for you to store your gear, things like that. There's a wash basin. You do get the idea though that this room, you see many doors along the hallway. This room is probably a bit too big considering how close together the doors are. So there's probably some form of enchantment woven into the building.
Okay. Yes, hi, hello.
So, your cat ran away.
My cat
That's gotta suck.
was spirited away. Yes.
There's a whole bunch of shit about that cult you didn't tell me, isn't there?
Listen, remember when we were back at the tent with Larissa and Pyre lost her vision and I was kind of going all twitchy?
Yeah, that was 4 hours ago.
If you can't blame me, it feels like it
feels like it's been a couple weeks.
It feels like it's been a couple of weeks. I remembered some things, and I didn't know that I had forgotten them, if that makes sense. I didn't know that those memories were there.
So, you didn't intentionally not tell me that you were in a cult with Pyre and my brother?
No,
At this point, then, Pyre and Fenris's brother's name being mentioned is complete news to you. So far, all you've remembered is that you consented to having your memory sealed to find the truth yourself, and that it wasn't much of a cult. That's all you remembered so far.
Yes.
So Pyre's name comes out of the left field, as does Fenris's mention of his brother.
I didn't. I knew your brother. Pyre was in the cult?
Yeah, Pyre was in... Okay, so I asked the skull thing when I died where my brother was, because what else would I ask it, right? I care about like 2 things in the world, and he's one of them.
Right.
And the other one is booze. Let's be real. But I like had this like weird vision of like flying over the ocean, and there was this other place, and there was all these cult people, including you, Empire, and my brother, being talked to, and I guess he's over there now doing good and saving babies and doing all that good magic-y stuff that, you know, he's always done. But why? What was the point of you not remembering that?
I don't know. I just remember agreeing to having my memories wiped.
Why did...
Sorry, Hyacinth. In this moment, you have previously done this, trying to delve into these newly awakened memories. At any point you want to do this again, just let me know.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to do that during a short rest, but we'll figure it out.
Okay.
I have lost my train of thought, much like my memories.
Sorry about that. You were mentioning about how you only remember consenting to having that as well.
Yeah, that's I don't remember your brother. If I had remembered your brother and you'd come when you came to me and asked me about him, I would have told you. I wouldn't hide something like this from you.
I am not smart. I will be the first person to admit that I am not the smartest tiefling in the twosome here, but I do not trust those people who sent us on this little quest. And I do not trust the fact that you got back these freaky memories from one of them just talking to you.
It was a phrase she said.
Why does she know that phrase?
I don't know, but I feel like it was from chaos there's truth. There's more going on here. I feel like amassing an army is not the right thing to do here. Think about it. If there was an army and they charged these woods and they toppled these totems because they didn't care or didn't know, we might be dooming this place.
I have this feeling that there are people in the know who are not telling us everything, and they're using us like pawns, and I am not okay with being a pawn, and so I will not. I don't know where we stand. I don't know what we're supposed to do right now. Who are we supposed to be helping? The totems, or the mercenaries, or the faith, or the thing that wants to get out of the web? I don't know. I know how to hit things, and there is nothing for me to hit, Sin. I can't hit this problem away. I can't punch it. It's philosophical and like political. I can't punch that.
I rest my hand on. Well, I'm gonna hover my hand over Fenris's arm, like is this okay for me to touch you?
It's fine.
Oh, okay. And You can trust me, and I can trust you. I think we need more information. Sam, you were going to say something.
Yes, I was going to say, I think actually Sins would apply to you only. If you want to make me an intelligence check, you might be able to think something you said from something Fonda said, might be able to stir something that you saw in your visions.
That was a nat 1.
Ouch.
Okay.
This is going into dice jail.
You feel like there's something that you mentioned, something to do as to the ideas of the army marching north, but it's something to do with what you saw but can't quite grasp it. It's like on the tip of your tongue. There's just something there that you saw that ties to it, and it's just eluding you.
I'm gonna not think about it, and then maybe while I'm like relieving myself in the latrine, it'll come to me.
In that case, I'll keep an eye out when you tell me that Sin is doing that. And I'll check that.
Or like doing some other mindless task. You know how it is.
Yeah.
All great ideas come on the toilet.
Or in the shower.
At some random point, then, while you're doing something mundane, I'll ask you to make me another intelligence check to see if you can't figure it out.
Okay. I will also let you know if I feel like I'm gonna try and figure it out.
Sounds good.
Man, why'd your cat have to leave? I feel like that cat knew what was going on, and if Umbra was still here, I would just follow Umbra and we'd be golden.
I think Umbra, in her own way, is also trying to figure out this forest. And I think when she does, she'll come back to us if she wants to. I think it's up to us to do some legwork of our own.
You know, if Umbra doesn't come back, you should get a bat. I like bats. I'm gonna go meditate now because I'm a monk and I'm supposed to do that shit to get my like superpowers back. And so I'm gonna go sit in the booth and I'm just gonna punch the table with my fists and drink because that's how I meditate.
Maybe don't punch the table with your fist, seeing as somehow I've turned into the coin purse of this group.
I'm gonna break it.
Please don't. Maybe just like punch your travel pack or like bedroll or something, you know? Something that belongs to you, that you have to replace if you break it, 'cause it's yours. It belongs to you.
But my bedroll is soft.
Stuff it with some leather armor. I don't know.
Fine. Yeah, I'm gonna go meditate and get my key points back.
Yay.
And also roll a bunch of hit dice. Like 9.
I'm
Sure.
going to leave and ponder this Umbra as a bat idea.
So, as Fembis goes to sit back down, meditate and drink some punches, this is when Empire, you come over having finished your conversation with Bob. While the three of you were doing that, though, Voxy and Gilda, what were you doing?
When I heard the apothecary bit from their conversation, I probably would have excused myself to just say I'm going to take a walk around town and then scan a bit for these monster attacks and then make my way to the apothecary.
Okay, I'll say because of your, as I mentioned to you in the Zoom chat, because of your unnatural passive perception, anything that wasn't purposely lowered voices in Empire's conversation, you would have been able to pick up whispers. You know about the apothecary, you don't know where it is, you don't know directions or anything like that. You just know there's an apothecary somewhere in town.
Yeah.
Did he take observant? Because he can
He
read
did.
lips. He doesn't have to hear. He can
This
just
is
read
true.
Lips.
I think I also
The
have observant.
Directions are written down.
Yeah, the directions are written down.
Oh,
Yeah. It's not a big concern. I figure this town isn't super huge anyways, so in the course of like just searching for the monster attacks, I figured I could have heard he mentioned the smell of herbs. Just follow that till I find the apothecary.
I'll say you will give about 10 minutes or so to this task before you all regroup. So if you want to
Yeah, that's fine.
make me a survival check. to see if you could actually find this location.
Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta check ranger stuff for.
In the meantime, Voxy, what are you doing?
Well, having survived the evil wasp,
Yeah, you and Voxy both having survived the evil wasp.
I will probably take a nap. I ain't got nothing going on.
Wow.
I ain't got no crazy nonsense going on. Noxie's just like, I just showed up. I'm asleep.
Sure. You actually drop off to sleep very quickly, and once Gilder stuff is resolved, you'll deal with that.
Woo!
So yes, Gilder.
Okay. Very important question. Since this town has been taken over by the forest, does it count as forest for favored terrain?
Technically not.
Oh,
Oh, then you wasted a natural 20. I rolled with advantage just in case. All right, fine. Just a 15 then.
just a
Okay.
15.
You think, assuming you've heard about the very strong smell of herbs, it'd be very easy to find. If you also remember, though, Hop was talking about how people now do incense out, believing it will ward off beasts and other attacks. Over with these, and you notice outside of every home now, there are definite claw marks and things like that on different buildings and doorways and things like that. So there've been a few like windows that have been sealed up, boarded up. But outside of every home, there was like a hanging lantern of burning incense, and that kind of makes it hard for you to pick up the smell of this apothecary.
Okay.
Unfortunately, in 10 minutes, you don't manage to find the apothecary, but you do manage to see definite signs of attacks, and it's definitely by creatures of some sort. You know, there's no like weapon marks. It's all natural weapons, if you will, like claws and things like that.
Yeah. No left behind bits of fur or claw or anything that we could look at?
No, nothing like that. There are a lot of claw marks, and you do get the idea though that it's been a variety of different sizes of beasts have been attacking.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just, make my circle, and then eventually make it back to the group, I guess, when we're starting to come back together.
In that case, Voxy, as you decide to have a nap, you find yourself drifting off to sleep very quickly and very easily.
The normal,
Indeed.
yes.
It's barely seconds after you close your eyes that you're dead asleep.
Yeah, this is Voxy.
You find yourself. Looks like 1 moment. I'll just do this. You find yourself in a field. Short-cut grass, green, the scent of spring filling your nose. A place of calm for you, Vox. A place that, in your youth, you spent your time here. This is where you would come to relax when you were not training to be this priest and paladin of your church of Ireki. This is the one place that you found yourself feeling relaxed and, though isolated, it was also the only place that you could find that you would easily rest. The whispers of the god of retribution dying down in these moments. As you're standing in this field, you look up to the sky above you. You see a murder of crows circling in a perfect circle. From each crow, you see ash descending from the sky, falling to land at your feet. And that spread of this ash quickens and quickens until the entire field is awash in just grey. But you look back up, crows are gone but one, which dives down towards you, and you realise the distance made it hard to make out the size. This crow is easily twice as large as you are as it comes to land in front of you. Leaning down as it peers at you, you notice the 2 normal eyes, and then 3 more above each eye. This is the form that the ever-remembering Crow, the Lord of Retribution Lyreki, often appears with his followers in. You watch as he leans down before you, peering at you, head twisting in an almost animalistic manner. Although in these eyes you don't see an animal's intelligence, you see a burning fire that simultaneously roars into inferno and dies down into smouldering embers and ash. The fires of retribution that often burn so many and leave them with nothing more once they have found their revenge. And you watch as the feathers of this crow, of this deity, starts to burn in a way that you've never seen before in visions, consumed by dark black and purple flames. You watch as from the ground beneath you roots shoot out, piercing through the ash that tried to smother them, wrapping themselves around this crow and beginning to tighten. You hear the sounds of bones cracking and breaking, of wings being rendered useless, and these 8 eyes peer at you as one vine wraps around the neck of this deity's representation and tightens down with a sickening crunch. Around you, trees start to sprout, growing rapidly, far faster than they should, until you are surrounded by a forest of vines and ash and impossible trees that ruin this peaceful landscape you once found yourself in. Before you lies the dead and broken body, the representation of your god, of Lyreki himself. And as you peer at the trees, you swear you see a figure for but a moment. A large goat skull peering out from the shadows. Eyeless sockets weeping white mist. Large horns, that of the stag, reaching up to brush the tallest branches. You swear you hear a haunting rattle reverberate through the air around you. A cry of anger, a cry of retribution for a broken oath. Look back down to the body, the representation of Lyreki, and as it's consumed by the flames, you hear a whisper carried upon the wind, 1,000 voices speaking at once. This is what will happen to the false gods. Careful that you don't get burned, young Foxy. Watch your step. Beware the shadows that hide more. Beware the eyes that watch your every move. And pick a side in this war. And as the flames around you catch a flame, what do you do?
Foxy will step into the flames and just laugh.
As you're laughing, you get this warring conflict within your head. 2 senses of retribution fighting against one another. Lyreki, or what you imagine to be Lyreki, is something ancient and powerful, and so very, very angry that peers through shadows and sees through eyeless skulls, and walks through the forest as if it's its home, and wears the face of a dead goat with a crown of antlers aiming a king. And it is on that scenery as Voxy slowly comes back from his slumber, and just as you sit down at your table And Roxy, that memory of that dream begins to fade away from your mind. It is as you all regather that we will be going into a break. So, for those of you in the audience, do stick around as we take a quick 10-minute break to get refreshments of drink or to run to the toilet or whatever needs to be done. So yes, we'll see you in around 10 minutes. Do stick around.
All right. You're good.
And hello, and welcome back to session 4 of the Old Myths. Before we jump back in, I just want to quickly say any music you heard during the break or you hear during the game is the creation of Alex Rowe, who has graciously given us permission to use his music for the Old Myths. You can find him under Alex Rowe on YouTube, Spotify, and Bandcamp. I've listened to his music for years. I would definitely highly recommend it. It's mainly instrumental music, and for me, when I'm writing, it helps me get into a certain theme or emotion. So yeah, I'll definitely recommend you go and check his stuff out. And with that out of the way, though, we will jump back into session 4 of the Old Myths. So you're all sat around your table in the Three Foxes Tavern. Foxy, you've just woken up. The memory of that dream you had is just already beginning to slip away until it's a faint memory in the back of your mind. Not really something that will come to the forefront unless something specifically triggers it, or perhaps when you sleep again. You don't know. But you are all gathering back at your table. And Fenris, at this point, you've meditated, punched, and drunk enough that you get your key points back.
Nice.
But yes, what do you all wish to do?
I'm gonna lean in.
Sorry.
and say,
Go ahead.
So, I got a couple leads that might help us out. Can you hang tight here for 1 second while I do a thing? I'm just gonna start walking towards the door.
Is it magic?
I'm just gonna keep walking towards the door.
It's magic,
Okay.
isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna get up and follow her.
Okay, if you follow. The door is a simple door. If you wish to open it, you open it. How well do you heed Hobbs' caution?
I'm gonna knock, kind of, not like aggressively, but like very deliberately. Hi, there is a human or something. I'm not a human here.
Okay.
Borzen, Hobbs sent me. May I come in?
You don't hear any reply, but something does slam against the door. From the sound of it, probably a knife.
I'm gonna lift my arrow catching shield just a bit. Borzen, Hobbs sent me. I'm coming in now, and I'm gonna open the door and shield first, just in case.
Okay.
Like peek over it.
Second knife, and you don't notice it's almost like a steak knife, essentially. Goes flying through the air and lodges itself in the wall about just to the side of you. And you can see Borzen is stood there dressed in this like simple tunic and trousers with the apron tied around him. And the room you notice is basically one part pantry, one part kitchen.
Okay.
And he's just stood there.
Hello, Borzen. I'm gonna lower my shield. Gilder, how close behind me are you?
Sorry, I thought you were like leaving the bar. So if you're still in the tavern, then I'm not following.
Yeah, it's still in the tavern.
Sorry. Yeah, so I'm still at the table. I'm not.
Okay. So I'll close the door behind me, and in kind of like a hushed tone, I'll like take a step or two forward, and I'll say, Hobbs said you guys might have some scrolls that could help us, and that I should talk to you.
You watch as he kind of stares at you consideringly for a moment and traces his hand through the air, and you watch his words basically start to scroll in front of him. Yes, what type of scrolls are you looking for?
That's so cool.
And I will say, you have noticed Vorzen has not once spoken the whole time you've been here,
Right.
and is strangely quiet in all things he does.
Noted. Anything you have that's protection or healing based, mostly protection. Maybe one or two large attacks if you've got them. I have coin.
Again, scores something, a symbol in the air, and words form. Nothing big, nothing major, no attacks, but some protection. And
Okay.
he gestures for you to follow him.
Okay, I do.
He walks basically to one of the back corners, runs his hand along a certain plank of the wall. I notice a trunk, basically a wooden trunk, flickers into view, which he leans down, opens, and he pulls out a scroll and hands it over to you.
If I look at it, who?
If you want to make me an Arcana check to try and decipher what spell it is.
It's not labeled. They're smart. Can I tell what language? It's not. It's Arcana. Let's see. Come on, magic die. That is a natural 20.
Okay, I'll say with a natural 20, you know it's protection from evil and good.
Okay.
And it's written in, as I think I mentioned this off stream, so I'll mention it now. In my world, each language has its own arcane language. It's different inflictions depending if you're speaking like Abyssal or Common or Elvish. There's certain inflictions that carries across into the writing as well. So you notice this is basically the common version of arcane language.
Okay.
But it's a scroll of basic protection from evil and good.
I was gonna give it a look and go, you got anything else?
Goes and has another look. You can see him rifling through a few of them. So I just have to double check my notes. Okay. Yeah, he brings out another one and hands it across. And again, it's unlabeled. If you want to make me an Arcana check.
Don't fuck me. That's not as good. Arcana. Nope, that's animal handling. 17.
Okay. You recognize it as being protection from poison.
Ooh. How much for this one?
Again, traces. For the poison, 15 gold.
Fine. No, fork up the 15.
Okay. As you hand across the coin, it's in a very similar movement as Hob, like very quickly snatched out of your grasp and disappears into a pocket on his apron. Will there be anything else?
Potions? That I can't afford, I'm just realizing.
Again, hand flickers, and basically if I was speaking, assume that he's doing the same, tracing the sigil, the words are falling. Of, we don't trade in potions.
Figures. That's fine. Okay, well, thank you for this. It's a pleasure doing business. And then I'll just turn to leave.
The words seem to form in front of you this time. I heard you're looking for the apothecary. Don't you want his name?
Yes, that'd be great.
And the words form, and it and just says 5 herbs and gardens.
5 herbs and gardens. Got it.
And very silently, Borzen just nods, bows slightly, and goes back to what you realize now is cutting up some meat, which is probably why he had something like a steak knife.
2 steak knives.
Yeah. As you leave, you do realize there is a steak knife lodged in the door, along with the one in the wall.
Great. I'll do kind of and make sure the scroll is secure in my bag and head out to meet the others.
Okay. Did any of you want to do anything while Pyre was having this meeting with Borzen? Is this for memories? Okay, then make me that's a saving throw then. Okay. Was there any specific information you were looking for, or are you just trying to grab random memories? Is this... Right. Sorry, is this for what you saw in the vision, or these your locked memories? Okay, so not what was bugging you in your conversation with Fenris. So this is from your vision, basically. What you saw, but just to go. In that case, you wouldn't take any damage, but you will be able to piece together a few aspects of it. You had obviously the discussion of why is the army marching north and things like that, and that they might topple the totems not realizing what they're doing. And you remember back to your initial brief, basically, of what you were doing. You were marching north, if you remember, to Vatnefi Stronghold, or Vatnefi Holstead. Depending on who you ask, it goes by either of the two. That's a Vahtnefi. I understand I have odd words. But if you remember that was basically your company, Raylan's and Lyris's company, was marching north to meet up at that Holstead, at the stronghold. And you pieced together from the vision where you saw this massive net of arcane magic stretched across the Deadland Forest. One of those nodes was set within what you assumed to be, based on directions you were marching and such, to be the Holstead. To be set, and that was one that was broken. Specifically, that was one that was a greater wound than other broken totems. It is one that was torn apart rather than weakened. Almost like a purposeful action. What consequence that might mean exactly, or what else you might have been able to glean from your vision with that knowledge, again, it's just out of your reach. You didn't quite get the high enough roll. But there's something else there that you can't quite remember.
I'm getting closer.
But it's something more. It's one step closer here.
Okay.
And the others? Was there anything you lot wanted to do?
I'm just whittling a figurine of that first dire bear we fought. Just work on that.
Sure. Well, technically not dire bear because different thing, but yeah, sure.
I couldn't remember what the official name was. I just remember us calling it a dire bear.
Yeah. Primal bear, basically, is how I refer to it. Were Fenris and Voxy doing anything as Pyre comes back to join you?
Foxy is very groggy from the nap. So just kind of like sitting there, Hading once again gotten himself a cold drink.
Yeah.
So
You have the
How
faint
much
memory
water do you have?
in your dream.
it's it's really easy to get water. It's not like it's a difficult thing.
From you have, as I said, the dream is mainly faded from your memory, but one thing you do have the recollection of is this imagery of a crow, not specifically the ever remembering crow, but a crow being crushed by vines and branches and roots.
And some goat-headed thing.
No, you don't remember the goat-headed,
Okay.
bag-horned creature.
Okay. I thought it had a goat-like skull on it.
Oh, it did, but that's not the bit that you remember.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, Vox just gonna keep that to himself. He doesn't really feel a dream is all that important.
And Fenris?
I'm doing what I have been doing. Drinking and smacking things, and I guess not technically meditating anymore, but like, it doesn't look any different.
Thank you, RPG Lab.
For the raid. Thank you.
Look at that.
Fenris, I need to flick me another Constitution saving throw.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
also pay out 6 silver as you're having more drinks.
Yeah, that's I probably have had quite a. Oh, that's not as good. Oh dear. That's only a 14.
Okay. As you are
Okay.
having drinks, you're getting more and more drunk. And despite your tolerance for alcohol, it seems this drink is going straight through your tolerance. It's completely ruining you. At this point, you are completely pissed. You have disadvantage
Finally.
on all ability checks and attack rolls. You are also taking 1 point of damage just from the pure arcane weave tied to this drink. And you got a 14. Okay.
I would say I am way of the drunken master. I mean, I get
Yeah.
better the drunker I get at fighting.
So advantage on all those checks.
I mean, because
What?
that is my tradition of being a monk. That is who I am, is a drunk monk.
What is most prevalent on your mind as you're having these drinks? What is the forefront most thought?
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a question?
Yeah.
Oh.
What is most present within your mind as you're having these drinks and as they're piercing through your tolerance?
I really could use a good fight. I really want to go hit something, and like my tail is gonna actually start like twitching because I'm getting a little. Normally, when I get drunk, I fight. There's no one
Okay.
else in this bar to brawl with. I don't
You
like
s-
that. I need to
you
go hit
swear.
things.
You swear for a moment. You see an image flicker before your mind's eye. Let me just find it. I'm going to describe this properly.
God, he's looking for things.
Yep, I am, because I lost it. Hold on. Bloody hell. Sorry about this. There it is. You have this image of a very large tree. Of it being aware in a way that trees normally aren't. You have this image of leaves almost of fire hanging from thin branches. And you have this sense of danger from it as this arcane brew settles into your system. But it's only for a brief moment, this brief flash, and then it's gone.
I got it. I figured it out, guys. I had an epiphany.
An epiphany?
It's at this moment, Haya, that you reach your
Don't correct them. It's an epiphany.
An epiphany. Yeah. I had an we have to go fight a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a tree we have to go fight.
Where is the tree?
We're in the middle of a forest.
We should just go fight all the trees till we find the right one.
Okay, you start punching trees, and when one of them says "ow," come get us.
Okay, I'm gonna go fight some trees. Like lift myself up and like walk over Sin to like get out of the booth.
Ow. Hey.
Whack her in the face with my tail as I start to exit. Go fight some trees.
I'm gonna try to body block with my tiny body, but I have a big shield, so I'm just gonna try to.
How tall is Fenris, by the way, out of curiosity, Anders?
He's not that tall. He's only like 5'6".
Okay.
Like 5'8" with the horns.
In that case, the 5'2" Pyre, I believe it's 5'2", is that correct? And the 5'8" Fenris kind of have the standard moment as Pyre goes to body block him.
I'm just gonna like push the shield down and like climb over it.
Hey,
Keep
Fenris.
going.
Rude.
You know what's
Fenris,
made out of
Fenris.
trees? Tables.
Oh no.
Fight the tables.
I already tried that and Sin said no. I'm gonna go punch a tree. I'm gonna go outside.
I don't have
Okay,
comp.
alright.
Okay, I'll go. I guess I'm going with him. All right. That's all right.
Just stop him.
Yeah.
Okay,
I kind of want to
Making
see where
jokes
this is
on you,
going.
folks.
Fenris, as you step outside, and when you originally appeared here, you weren't paying attention to it, but now you notice a similar thing that Gilda saw before, hanging from every door, kind of like the porch of every door, if you will. You notice kind of like a hanging brazier of burning incense, and it's a very what's the word? Cloying, I think is the word. It's a
Cloying
very
scent?
heady smell.
Cloying.
It's kind of like a very subtle, but when you kind of focus on it, it's a very kind of heady sense of smell, heavy scent.
Just stinks.
You were the one who came out here to punch some trees. Let's go punch some trees.
Okay, so this has been a really weird last couple like
Hours?
and I died. I had a vision.
Mm-hmm.
A skull talked to me at or the scorpion. I had
You
a
laughed
vision.
uncontrollably. We had to set
I
the sock in
lost
your
my
mouth.
mind for a little while there. I saw a tree and it was evil and mean and it wanted me to fight with it. So I feel like I should just do what the visions tell me
But
at this point.
What if the tree is evil and mean because it's holding something evil and mean and it wants you to punch the tree so that the evil mean thing can come out of the tree?
I'm lost.
Don't punch the tree!
Yeah, I'm just gonna like poke my head out from the bar door, like that was a fucking joke, you know. Go fight every tree. Get your ass back down inside.
You don't
gonna-
say jokes to drunk Fenris. He takes everything literally.
Take a moment and breathe in the outside air.
The gross, cloying outside
Yeah,
air.
and like make a gross, cringy face because it was not quite as refreshing as I was kind of hoping it was gonna be. This is like lavender.
Lavender is a wonderful scent. You take that back.
No,
Not-
it's not.
Not
Yes, it is.
not this much of it. It's bad for cats too. Did you say you like flew over the forest and saw the web?
I mean, I didn't fly. I was like, I was looking through the eyes of something flying.
You trust me, right? We just had this conversation.
We did just have this conversation.
Let's go look for a web.
No.
Let's go
No.
look for a web, and I'm just gonna point
Fenris,
straight up.
Nope.
Go look for a web.
It's not-
Sin.
It's not. It's a web.
Ask them, what is your passive perception again?
My passive perception is 20.
Okay. As Fenris points up in his quest to find the web, and you look up also. You remember what you just said? Almost as if you're looking through the eyes of something that was flying.
Oh God. The owl.
You notice circling above you a single owl. Though this time it's accompanied by what seems to be a small swarm of something flying behind it. something with green and small wings, a swarm of something following in its wake.
What is? Can I see what those tiny somethings are?
If you remember, back when you were in Lyra's tent,
Mm-hmm.
there were letters, and you looked through them and you found some things of note. One of them mentioned deadly butterflies
No.
were being spotted.
No.
That they were swarming in certain locations. And as you think back to this, the owl and the swarm start to dive down towards you.
Go inside. Go inside. Go inside. Go inside.
Why?
Go inside.
Why?
Go inside.
Fine.
Bugs.
I start going towards where Sin is telling me to go.
Go. I'm pushing you inside. I'm pushing you inside.
God damn owls.
Make me, please, an initiative roll. Fenris, you have disadvantage on this, since it is technically an ability check.
It's 18.
All of us?
Just Sin,
Just
Fenris.
me.
Aw.
17.
I
Okay,
won't fight the butterflies.
You wanna fight the
so let me
butterflies?
just find the right page because I keep losing things because I'm disorganized. There it is. Okay. Ooh, okay. So what did you get, Sin?
I got an 18.
Okay, and Fenris was 15,
17.
17.
Hey.
Okay. So pardon me a moment, so I'm just gonna make sure I've got everything. So it will be Sin. Then 18 for Fenris, you said, sorry?
17.
17. So sorry about this. And then okay. So the butterflies swarm before you can quite make it outside. You do notice they are kind of going through the center of the street, avoiding the incense that's burning, as they dive down to start swarming around you. So then, let's see.
Oh boy.
As they manage to swarm and surround both of you, and you feel many tiny bites start to pinch at your skin as they try and get their way through any armor you might be finding, find the way to the exposed skin that you might not have had the chance to cover just yet. Okay. For Sin, does a 23 hit?
Yeah, 23 hits.
And for Fenris, does a 21 hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you each take. That's good. 16 plus 19 points of piercing damage,
If you say and.
and
Oh no.
18 points of poison damage.
I'm immune to poison damage.
I'm down.
Down? Like unconscious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So Finn, you fall to the ground unconscious as this pulse of poison rushes through your veins. Fenris, are you immune to the poison condition?
I am immune to poison and disease.
That's the monk, isn't it?
Yeah, purity of body.
I think that includes a poisoned condition. So you feel this poison try to seep its way into the vein, but you kind of center your ki, and you manage to resist it and steel yourself, even in your drunken state. Sin, you would be next. You're unconscious. Why don't you make me a death saving throw, please?
I'll go do that. Yep. Hey, watch this.
Oh yeah, there's also the fact that you have a ridiculous amount of poison, aka alcohol, running through your system right now, Fenris. So kind of balancing it.
Okay, that's a success.
Okay, you succeed one saving throw. Fenris, you are up next.
I'm gonna pick up Sen.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the door. I assume picking up Sin might be my action, and carrying her, I'm going to move at half speed, so I'm going to Step of the Wind, bonus action, so I can get all the way inside. Spend a key point.
Okay. You manage, grabbing Sin, to barge your way through the door, and it slams open with a sharp crack of wood against wood. You notice that Hob doesn't really notice this. He's still hunched over the bar. But the rest of you, Gilda, Pyre, Voxy, you notice Fenris come rushing in with a limp Voxy in his grasp. And is that your turn? Is that your turn, Fenris?
I'd shut the door behind me.
Okay, make me a dexterity check to see if you could do it. Because you technically had your action. Sin. With disadvantage, by the way.
Right.
So it's Fenris, this would be with disadvantage because you're pissed.
Disadvantage, it's 11 plus 5, 16.
Okay. You go to slam the door, but just before you close it, you watch as in a flurry of feathers, an owl with a strangely humanoid grin stretching where its beak should be, manages to rush in through the doorway. As now it's the Strix's turn, as it has its now domain of the tavern. And as soon as this turn is done, I'll have everyone else roll the initiative. But it kind of turns through the air, looking over you all. Alaska, Ernesto, and Yasilnia, Yavalor, Calste. Gilda, you speaking Elvish or understanding Elvish are the only ones who really understand what the Strix is saying in this moment. Essentially, it speaks of the Warden having seen you all, having seen that you commune with its father and mother. And it is not happy at all with this fact. And it will see you all dead. And it's as you're kind of translating these words that Fenris, the Strix comes diving down towards you, its talons outstretched, going for your eyes. Does a 17 hit?
Yeah, just.
Okay. I need you to make me a let's see if we do that. Wisdom saving throw. And then an intelligence saving throw. As you feel these claws sink and rake your eyes.
15 on intelligence, 8 on wisdom.
Okay. You do take 1 point of damage as you feel the claws rake across your eyes, just managing to close your eyelid in time to protect the stuffed organ from being caught with these claws. And as you feel blood dripping down from this slight wound, very slight wound, you feel something pulse within your mind. 85.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Madness.
Oh, effect tables.
Fenris, you suffer partial amnesia. You know who you are, and you retain all your racial traits and class features, but you don't recognize other people or remember anything for this moment. It's almost as if you are born as these claws rake through your skin. And this will last for the next hour.
Cool.
And with that, can everyone roll me initiative?
Yeah.
So Pyre, Gilda, and Foxy.
23.
What'd you get, Pyre?
20.
7.
Yikes!
Why is it always the clerics who get below 10?
Right. Top of the
So
round
that-
then is you, Gilda.
You can save us as we go down one by one.
Okay. Fuck this bird. I have a burning hatred for these stupid owls.
You finally get to kill one, maybe.
Hopefully, I'm gonna try. Gonna bonus action Slayer's Prey on it, and then I'm gonna take 2 sharpshooter shots on him,
Go ahead.
and hopefully they both hit. So that's a 24 and a 16.
Yeah, they both hit. Both your
Okay.
arrows just lodge into its chest.
Fantastic. So right now we're sitting at minimum 20 damage. So
In
that's
that case, it's pierced against the wall, and you watch as the light fades from its eyes. From the damage, it's because minimum 20. That's double its hit points.
oh, I thought they were a lot tougher than that.
But I would like you to make me a charisma saving throw,
Oh,
as you committed violence within the tavern.
I swear to God, if I get banished again. Natural 20.
Hey.
Fuck you, banishment.
You feel something try to burst within your chest, and you manage to ground yourself. As you do remember, what Hob was saying was, anyone who causes violence within his tavern is sent out on her arse. But you
No. Not again.
Foxy, you're up next,
All right.
as seemingly the only threat has just been killed.
Voxy's very upset.
It'd be so easy to kill.
Voxy's gonna go up to it and decapitate it at this point.
Sure, it's easy enough to do so. I would just say you do so.
Just make sure it's dead. It's dead,
Yep.
dead. Then I
Okay.
hold the hand like this, just like, yep, look at that.
No, Oh, that bird. It's gonna give
Okay.
me nightmares.
In that case, next up is Sin. I need you to make me a death saving throw.
Yeah. Oh, failed that one. That's a 3.
Then that's 1 success, 1 fail.
Yep.
Fenris, you're up next. As you find yourself somewhere unknown, surrounded by people you have no idea who they are.
Who's the closest person to me?
Probably me
Sit
and your
on the
feet.
ground.
Who's the closest not unconscious person who's also not a tiefling?
I think it would actually be Pyre. Since Voxy. It'd be Pyre and Gilda, since they're still at the table and Voxy went over to decapitate the Strix.
I punch Pyre.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
With disadvantage.
Yes.
Well, that's good, because I got a nat 20, but with disadvantage, I got a 19 plus
Okay, that is.
plus 9, so 28. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
That's 8 points of damage.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm gonna punch you again.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's another natural 20. God damn it, you're so lucky. 21.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's 10 points of damage.
Should I use more hit dice?
Yeah, technically I get 1 more hit.
Yep, you get your bonus action hit. Unless you want to do flurry of blows as you find yourself
Don't.
surrounded by enemies.
See,
Don't
at this
give...
point he's panicked. So this is more defensive and afraid fighting than trying to take someone down like actively conscious. So he's not thinking about things like key points and stuff. So it's just going to be 1 more. Okay. Oh, that's better. Does a 12 hit?
No.
Okay, that last one I'll miss.
In this moment, Empire, you get over your shock at the fact that Fenris is apparently assaulting you for some reason, for unknown reason, and you manage to bring your shield up in time to take that final blow. And it's now your turn, Pyre, as you stare at the scared visage of Fenris.
Can I tell kind of what's going on there?
Well,
You've all been, you have seen individuals of your group, you included, be afflicted in certain different ways since being encountering the beasts of the forest, and you do know, obviously, the oddness of these owl-type creatures. So, you could theorize that in that attack something was done to Fenris. something that's afflicting him. How far you would take that is up to you.
Yep. I could do one thing. I could do another. How many? You failed. You're at 1 success, 1 failure?
Yep.
Okay.
Ding
Oh
ding.
my god. Cleric stress in my brain.
Don't worry, I'll be fine. What's the worst that can
I
happen?
think you've seen me cast Cure Wounds before, so you know I can cover it if you want to.
So long as Sin doesn't get a nat one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
That's why
don't
I'm
jinx
like-
me.
To be fair, Gilda does go before Sin.
Yeah. Don't worry, I can save her if you want to pretend you're still not a cleric.
I'm gonna cast Greater Restoration on Fenris.
Okay. Pull out- is it Diamond Dust or Diamond for greater?
It's Diamond Dust.
Okay. You, before you left and you became kind of a mercenary, and you have the idea now, it probably came from this organization, this supposed cult, although you'd never quite pieced together who had given you. You found yourself with pouches of diamond and diamond dust and different components for these greater spells that you never found use of them. It's at this moment that you reach to one of the pouches around your neck, withdraw this dust, grab your holy symbol. And Fenris, as Pyre casts Greater Restoration on you, you hear the crow of a raven as the dust seemingly gets consumed and vanishes into nothingness. And your memories flood back to you, Fenris. You now-
Fuck,
you want-
sorry.
Pyre,
Oh me, I get to punch you later.
in this moment,
Yeah.
you hear a voice in the back of your head. Not the
course
great
I do.
entity, but the noble one of your goddess. Very well done, my dear Pyre. That is you responding to your calling once more.
Yeah, calling, whatever. Fuck it.
That's your action, your bonus action, and movement. You don't know that there are the butterflies, Harris.
I'm sorry?
You don't know about the butterflies. So
Right.
as far as you're aware, there's no threat.
Let's see, that's an action. I can't cast 2-level spells.
Oh,
can't
I'm so sorry. I forgot about this. I need a charisma saving throw from Fenris. As you committed violence within the tavern.
Bye.
I'm so sorry.
Bye, Fenris. See you later.
Oh no.
If this is a fail, all we kind of say you do get the great restoration off, because that was my mistake.
Okay.
I won't be that cruel.
Cool.
11.
Okay. As you get your memories back and you have the sudden regret of attacking Pyre, you feel like a hook around your navel pulls you backwards, and you're suddenly sent sprawling into the dirt outside of the 3 foxes, looking up to a swarm of butterflies, which, with their held action, descends upon you in a flurry of bites.
Oh god.
Does a does a what would that be? Plus 6. My mind is blanking on me. Does a 17? Yeah, 17 hit. Yeah, 17's hit. Does that hit you, Fenris?
Yes, it hits.
Okay. You suffer, because you don't suffer any poison damage, you only suffer 12 points of piercing damage. You feel these teeth begin to sink into your flesh. And it's as you get this close-up look at these butterflies, these green and orange ones, and you kind of notice there's almost like a skull-like pattern on the back of their
Yeah.
wings.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You do feel the poison, but again, you center your key and resist it, and you also consume so much poison through alcohol that it would be negligible anyway. But with that, it would be Gilda's turn. I'm so sorry.
Fenris disappeared.
Fenris is just gone. And you get the idea it's probably the same thing that tried to afflict you.
Yeah. Well, that was strange. But I'll just walk up to Sin. 2nd level cure wounds for 12 hit points back.
Haha.
Alright.
So-
She's fine. Now, where did the other one go?
if you want to make me an intelligence check, you can see if you can't piece together it wasn't so much a banishment as a teleportation.
11. I don't know what happened.
With it being above 10, and with Hobbs' previous remark of them finding themselves out in the street on their arses, you get the idea it wasn't a banishment, but removal from the premises.
Okay, so I think he just got kicked outside, which is fine, I suppose.
You say that out loud? Am I conscious?
You're conscious, yes.
Can I say the butterflies?
You can shout the butterflies, yes.
Okay.
The what? And then that'll be the end of the turn.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
the what?
It's just as you come back to consciousness, you shout out the butterflies.
Yeah.
Which is now their turn.
Oh no.
As Fenris, they swarm above you. Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
Yes.
It's time for smooches.
Butterfly
You
closes
take
growl.
14 points of piercing damage as the teeth continue to sink into you, tearing at your flesh.
Spread the dying as a cantrip, spread the dying as a cantrip, spread the dying as a cantrip, spread the dying as a cantrip.
You okay there, Fenris?
I'm still standing.
Holy gods.
Spread the dying as a cantrip.
Oh, I forgot about this. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw. So sorry.
I'm just gonna squeeze my stress macaron.
Oh, I have
Saving throw.
stress
Yep.
Metroid.
24.
Okay, you're not blinded. As the swarm is covering your vision. But okay, that's their turn. Voxy, you're up.
Alright, okay, Boxy still doesn't really understand what the hell they meant by the butterflies.
Because you didn't
Holding-
have the letters.
Yes. Holding the head of the beast, we'll walk over, to the rest of the party. He's like, so what about the butterflies? Very, very curious on why they would be, spoken about in such a manner.
Sin, you're up next, so if you want to respond, you can.
I kind of want to smack the head out of his hand. And say, the killer butterflies! And then I go outside.
Okay, you run out into the scene of Fenris flat on his back as the swarm is swarming around him, basically. Not sure how else to put it. You can see, as I said, the green and orange wings with the kind of skull-like motif on the back, just diving down and biting at Fenris's flesh.
I guess I want to use my short sword and swipe at them. This does not seem good.
You can go ahead and try.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Whoa, 27?
Okay, that hits. Is your weapon magical?
No, it's not.
Okay, good to know.
Oh, okay. Cool. Good to know. Great. Awesome. Yep. Love that. That's a 5 points of damage. I'm guessing it does nothing.
Yeah, due to the fact it's many butterflies and you swing in widely, you manage to share two of them in half, but that's it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I figured. Okay.
Then, with your passive, I will say you've rushed outside. You notice once more the mists are rolling in, thicker than they normally are.
What time of day is it?
It is about 3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
When you got here, they were about waist level but very thin mists. Now, as you look down, it's hard to even make out Fenris from where he's crouched,
Okay.
from how thick the mist is becoming, and as you look up, you see 3 owls circling. And you hear the haunting, chittering laughter of teeth clicking against teeth. Did you do anything else?
I'm going to yell back behind me. Get out here!
Not if there's more owls.
Do I hear that? I choose not to listen to that.
Yeah, you can hear this if you want to.
I choose not to listen to it. And I
Okay.
can't cast anything else. I guess I could. I'm gonna use my bonus action to ready lightning arrow.
Okay, sure.
Cool.
1 second.
That's boop.
So my audio just went odd. Okay, there we go. It's a bit sorted now. There. So it sometimes happens with my laptop. It'll go
Don't worry.
staticky. Anyway, next up then, without being your turn, is Fenris. You find yourself swarmed by these butterflies, and you can hear the shouting of Sin as she rushes out.
Smack, 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 smack.
Go ahead, make those attacks with advantage as you are still pissed.
Okay, first one misses. Because I'm
Okay.
assuming 12 doesn't hit.
No, that misses.
Okay, second one is 25 to hit. So that one's gonna hit. Flurry
That
of
hits.
blows. 19 on the third.
That one hits.
And that is a 21 on the fourth.
That one hits as well. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so 3 hits. 3d6.
At this point, are your fists magical?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
That's 10, 25 points of damage on the swarm. Just smack, 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 smack.
You feel small bodies crushing beneath the blows of your fist, grabbing and tearing them out of the air, and you decimate a good portion of them.
I am now, because I used Flurry of Blows and Drunk, using my Drunken technique to disengage. And my walking speed has increased by 10 because of using my Drunken technique. So I have a walking speed of 60, so I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge. 60 feet away from the swarm.
Okay,
Oh.
good to know. You're well out of the way then. As Pyre, it's your turn.
Hey. So I'm gonna run outside. Who do I see? Sin and Death Butterflies? TM?
By the way,
You
Uh,
see
still
Sin,
not
Death
looking great.
Butterflies, and Fenris just pegging it.
That's valid. That's a valid response to Death Butterflies. Well, do I see anyone else like on the street? It's like dead outside, right?
Yeah, it's abandoned still.
Okay, I'm gonna look around.
You do notice, since you're having this look around, and I'll make you do an action for this, that curtains are being pulled up aside, people are peering out, and you do notice some are kind of holding incense burners inside, and they're kind of setting them in the windows.
Great. I'm gonna look at Sin. I didn't want a fucking audience for this, and as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon. Which for Pyre, for me, manifests as a like blood red kind of flame.
Mhm.
So let's cast that. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There you are. Cast. So let's see. Let's hit the motherfuckers in the face.
Go ahead.
Let's see. That is a. What's 15 plus 9?
24 will hit.
Cool. Spiritual
So
weapon.
go ahead and roll damage. As what weapon is it in the form of? Or is it just like a massive rolling?
It's just
blood-
a massive like not a pillar, but
I'm
like a
picturing
big thing of flame.
the Red Bull from The Last Unicorn.
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay. So this rolling massive sacred flame, essentially, with an actual
Yeah.
spell. You get the idea.
Max
Bolt
damage. Okay.
through
right.
the form.
So that's 13 damage.
Damage.
Okay.
What type of damage is that? Actually, is it? I don't
Maybe
remember.
Force.
Yeah,
was
I was.
radiant.
Yeah, it's force. It's force.
Oh, of course. Okay. In that case, you don't watch as some of the butterflies are consumed and burnt away. You watch as they're kind of impacted against and just squashed. And you can see like little wings start fluttering to the ground as you take out a small portion of them at least.
In which I go, oh, fuck. I'm gonna cast Sacred. And then for my action, I'll cast Sacred Flame.
Okay, that's a dex save.
Oh yeah, I was like about to roll for it. Yes.
Yeah, that is terrible then. That's a 10.
They fail. 2d8 plus 5. That's 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 14 points of radiant damage.
Okay. This time, some of the butterflies are burnt away under this divine fury that you've called upon.
Cool. I'm like,
You notice, almost within the frames, it's almost like small ravens are capturing and tearing these butterflies apart before fading out of view.
I'm gonna grit my teeth and just go behind Sin, because I am small and I have my shield and I'm small.
I am tall.
Okay.
I am 5'9". You
I wish I were a halfling right now.
Gilda, you are up next. You have the idea something is going on outside at this point.
I'm just gonna sit.
You're muted.
I'm just gonna sit down and have a drink. They can handle the fighting. No. So I assume I step outside and I still see the big thing of butterflies.
Yes, you also with your passive see both see the mist rolling in, and also the chattering of these owls in the sky above. What is the laughter to Sin? To you, you make out the odd word. Taken. To be seen. Take.
How far away are the owls?
At least distance-wise, 120 feet.
That's perfectly well within my range.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna sharpshooter him again, and
Go ahead.
if the first shot kills him, then obviously moving to a different bird if I see him.
What is the range of this play?
I have 600 feet of range with sharpshooter.
That's with your arrow, but you said you're marking them, right?
No, sorry, just I'm taking a sharpshooter shot at them.
Oh, my bad. I apologize.
Yeah.
Third. Sorry. Go ahead.
So the first shot is a 12.
That misses. From your
Okay,
distance, you judge, and it curves to one side.
Then a 22 on the second shot for 16 damage.
You watch as the arrow lands and seems to catch in the throat, and one of the owls starts to tumble and fall towards the ground, dead.
Fantastic. And then, yeah, I'm going to just circle around and put at least 30 feet between me and the butterflies. Just fuck
Okay.
them.
The butterflies now go, and they swarm to you, Pyre and Sin, as you stand together. Since you make the better targets.
Neat.
So, Sin, against you. That's a 19 to hit.
It hits.
And against you, Pyre. That is also a 19 to hit.
Uh-huh.
Okay. At this point, they're reduced to at least half their number, so damage isn't so bad.
You know, I'm gonna make.
Oh,
Oh.
oops. My bad. I should have been rolling more damage before. Oh well.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I just
make a
realised I was
donation
using
and
the
I go
half.
down again. I'm going down.
So, Sin, you take 12 points of piercing damage,
Uh-huh.
and 5, 9, 11, 13. You take 15 points of poison damage.
Yeah, I'm down on the ground again.
Okay. Pyre,
Uh-huh.
you take 19 points of piercing damage.
Great! Your cleric's about to go down.
And 12 points of poison damage.
Your cleric is very down.
Are you unconscious as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Somehow we
This-
high-five each other in our unconsciousness.
You have a
On the-
parapet.
On the ethereal plane. Oh yeah, I have a periapt. I forgot.
Okay. In that case, you're stable. You're still unconscious, however.
Yes. I forgot. Thank you.
And Voxy, it's now your turn. You're muted. Oh, sorry, actually no. The movement.
No. Yeah. Oh, what?
Okay. I forgot the butterflies had some movement. After they do all of that, then they down Sin and Pyre. Gilda and Fenris, you watch as the butterflies seem to still in the air for a moment. Shit, not off the table. Okay. And they start swarming up in a pillar towards the air where two of the remaining owls are. Voxy, you would be up unless you have anything of range, however.
Oh no, I have a better idea of what I'm gonna do. Don't worry about it. Going to rage,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to attempt to toss Sin and Pyre into the bar.
I mean, they're out of threat, but okay.
Okay.
They're no longer swarming being swarmed by butterflies. Okay.
Yeah, but they can come back down. Better to put them inside with Hob.
Okay. I'll say you can do so pretty easily, to be honest. With your ranging and the bonus you get to athletics, I believe. The advantage, rather.
Yup, get advantage to
Yeah.
strength checks, and
It'll
then
be
my
pretty easy.
athletics is a +8, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say you can do it pretty. It's done. They're in the bar.
Bam!
Stin, I would need a death save.
Needed that
Death
saving
saving
throw. Oh, I passed, but like, oh my gosh, that was real close.
Okay. Fenris, there's nothing on the ground for you to hit.
I have wings.
You have wings, you can pursue if you want. With your speed, you could probably make it to the swarm.
Did Sin and Pyre get brought inside completely?
Yes.
Is the door shut?
No.
I'm gonna go and shut the door
Okay.
and stay outside and stand in front of that door.
Okay then. Pyre,
So nothing else can get back in and just do patient defense.
Okay. Pyre, I would ask for a saving throw, but you are stable. Gilda.
Alright, I guess I'm going after the swarm since that thing seems to be hacking everybody up.
Okay.
So 2 sharpshooter shots. Ooh, those are good rolls. A 19 and a 25.
Both will hit.
So that is. Sorry, I gotta do math.
That's fine, don't worry about it.
So 40 points of damage from a magical bow.
Somehow, then, considering it's a swarm and it's multi-animal, in these 2 shots, you managed to line them up perfectly so that you managed to pierce each butterfly and they just stack up along the arrows as you managed to somehow kill all of them.
Very good with a bow.
Yes, you're brilliant marksmanship.
Plus a +2 longbow doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
And sharpshooter for that extra +10 to damage.
Mm-hmm.
They're dead. Foxy.
Yes.
Your turn.
Hmm.
You didn't. Oh, by the way, you didn't attack anyone. You weren't attacked. Your rage has ended.
Yeah, I figured as much. I will chill. I can't do anything. It's like I guess we go back inside at this point.
Okay. As you go inside, I assume you're opening. You obviously open the door. Step inside, and you see the scene of Pyre and Sin on the ground. Hob looking a bit confused. Just what on earth is going on? What did I say? What is going? And that's your turn, I assume.
Yeah.
Sin, I need you to make me a death saving throw.
Yes. Hey, on trend with last time, that's a fail.
So.
Not a 1
unsuccessful.
though.
Okay, that's one thing. Fenris, As Roxy steps past you and into the tavern, you feel a strange urge settle upon you as you look up towards the sky, and you meet the eyes of one of the owls even across this distance. And you're paralyzed and frozen in place, just staring, and you start humming under your breath as the mists swirl up and wrap around you, almost like a gentle caress. And let me check something in my notes. You feel yourself swaddled in warmth. Feel so very, very calm and relaxed, Fenris. Almost as if you'll be welcomed home. As you fall backwards into unconsciousness. A small smile on your face. And that's your turn, Fenris, as Pyre. As Roxy had opened the doors, the mists swirl and seem to crawl across the ground towards you, wrapping around first your feet, then your legs and your waist. But in your unconscious state, you don't have any awareness of this. What you do have awareness of, though, is a tiny raven flittering out of darkness to land before you. Empty eye sockets catching yours as blood-soaked feathers beneath them shine in a light that's non-existent. I cannot stop this, my darling child. This is beyond me. You have a message you wish to pass. Be quick. I cannot hold it off for long. Now if you turn, I will ensure you're safe. Do you have anything you wish to ask your friends to do in your stead? Be quick.
Find the insanely sane one, talk to old Nan, go to the apothecary. The apothecary is 5 herbs and gardens. Ask about the silence gods.
Oh, that was a big one.
Okay, let's make my notes.
My shopping list.
So, apothecary, old Nan, the grove. Sorry, did you say the grove or was it something else?
I did not say the grove. I just panicked, said ask about the silence gods, but I realized that doesn't do anything. But that's what Pyre would say. That's what Pyre would say.
Wait, ask about the insanely
The insanely sane.
insane.
The insanely sane one,
Mm-hmm.
and the apothecary, the silence gods.
I will be kind if you wish, since this is information you, as an in character, were probably even thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to include the grove in that list?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just thinking because it's obviously longer for us as players than it is for the characters. So.
Yeah.
Whew.
And also add, it's all dangerous. Be safe.
You watch as this small raven seems to bow its head. Stay safe, Pyre. Keep your mind about you. And then you'll drift back into almost a warm embrace as if you're being welcomed home. And your awareness of your deity fades as you drift and drift and drift. For you, Voxy and Gilda, you watch as the mists seem to swarm around Pyre, and then settle and fade away into nothingness, leaving no body behind. Voxy, by the door, you look over your shoulder and you see mists fade away. No longer as thick as they were, they're now thin and at waist height once more, though you see no sign of Fenris anywhere. And Gilda and Voxy, outside you hear chittering laugh of 2 owl-like creatures, growing quieter as they fly away.
Goddamn owls. Trying to shoot at him. They gotta get 600 feet away before they can stop me.
For this moment, though, I am dropping us out of combat.
Yeah, no, I know we're wrapping up. Just to start off next time, I would have ran back in and gave Sin another cure wound. Want to just handle that?
In that case, I'll let you roll the cure wounds now.
Okay.
Please. And
Last second level.
hey, we need
For another 13 hit points.
Woohoo!
13. As you start to feel this healing warmth settle into you, Sin, you have this sudden vision of a small raven. The beak opens, and it's not an unknown voice you hear, it's Pyre's voice, asking you to go to the apothecary and giving it its name, asking you to ask after the Silence Gods, to talk to Old Nan, to find the Insanely Sane, and to go to the Titan's Grove, and I would assume to ask Hob about it. And then you feel this warmth settle on you as you come back to consciousness with a gasp. And it's as you realise that Pyre and Fenris have gone that we will be ending today's session of the Old Myths.
Oxy makes one statement and one statement only. Oh, you weren't joking about the mist eating people.
I think it was a joke, but not anymore.
And with that, thank you everyone who watched this, whether that would be live on the VOD or over on YouTube. Your viewership was greatly appreciated, and a definite thanks to my wonderful players. Sadly, Sam and Anders won't be joining us next week, hence why their characters were eaten by the fog.
I'm stressed.
For those in the Event Rolls Discord, and keep an eye on my Twitter, which is Eldritch Warlock, I will be reaching out to see if anyone wants to make a quick guest appearance in the next session. It can go ahead with just the 3, but I thought it might be interesting to see who might put their name forward. Fair warning, you two will be eaten by the mist at the end. So keep that in consideration. But yes, thank you for watching session 4 of the Old Myths. This was 4 of 6. So there's only 2 more sessions left, but the plan is that this is just the season 1. That there'll be more to explore and more horrors to unravel in another season. Hopefully be over here on Variant Rolls. I'm actually planning to do the proposal for it as soon as this ends. But with me whittling on long enough, why don't we go to my wonderful players and have them tell us who they are, where we can find them on the internet, and their favourite moments from today's session. I'll start with the 2 who sadly won't be joining us next week. Anders, would you like to go first?
Sure. I'm Anders. You can find me on the internet at Anders_D_K, or here on Twitch at Hats, Cats, and Clerics. We'll actually be live tomorrow night at like 7:38, depending on how long it takes me to get my stream tech shit together. Doing a new little thing. You're calling it date night, and it's gonna be romance video games and sort of intimate 2-person tabletop RPGs. So we're gonna play Kiss Her Before the World Ends tomorrow night, and should be a really relaxed, fun time. Bring a glass of wine, and we'll play a little apocalyptic, bittersweet drama for you. Yep, won't be here next week because I will be at Drawlicon in Fort Wayne. If you are a Midwesterner and you want to go to a convention this weekend and play a bunch of board games, including Crash Pandas with me, you should swing by because I know it's not sold out. It's a tiny convention. I know they still have tickets. So if you're in the Midwest area, you should come join me. And
also,
that's it.
Anders is a pro at Crash Pandas.
I don't like to toot my own horn, but I like that game a lot. I like running it. Oh, favorite moment.
Favorite moment, yes.
I always forget that. My favorite moment was getting to have some good backstory heavy RP with my tiefling friend, my Sin. That was fun.
I loved watching it. I think I mentioned it in the Twitch chat at one point. I love as a DM when I can just sit back and watch my plays. So things like that I just adore. But yes, why don't we go to the one who shares my name, Sam.
Hello, I'm Sam. Samtastic with 3 M's on Twitter and Twitch. I'm a variety streamer, which means I play the video games. Trying to do more D&D stuff there. Learning how to paint minis. Haha, not going well. My favorite moment was probably the moment that I realized that Gilder is literally made to counter Pyre, and that he
By
knows almost
accident.
and that he knows almost all the same spells that like I've been using, and he knows Abyssal, which is why I said fuck it. And also, I will not be here next week, unfortunately, because I will be on the plane to Iceland. So if you're in Iceland, want to hang out during in Reykjavik, hit a Genasi bitch up. Yeah, Pyre will miss being bitchy about things. So yeah.
Wonderful. And why don't we go to the one who unintentionally counts as Pyre then, Gilda? Stephen.
Yay, it me. Yeah, so I'm Steven. I played Gilder. You can find me on Twitter at Stephen R. Knoll. That's just my name because I'm terribly uncreative. My favorite moment had to be watching Pyre almost choke trying to cast Mass Healing Word. Just it's always classic when your healer dies healing. That's the best.
Wonderful. Why don't we jump over to the one who made the lovely overlay for this stream and was also mainly managing the music, Jesse.
Hey, I did those things. I'm Jesse. You can find me at Jahoos the Moose across the interwebs. Right, I play Sin. My favorite part. Oof. I mean, other than useless Sin without Umbra dying every hit, I think my favorite part was the same as Anders, doing a little RP with the terrible tieflings and getting into that.
Yeah. I mean, it was a wonderful moment, to be honest. And last and definitely not least, the one who has rejoined us finally and is no longer resting in peace. Shiki.
I'm Shikio. You can find me at Shikio1990 at Twitch and Twitter. And tomorrow I will be on the RPG Lab playing Navi, another 4-letter named character. 4 letters. I like it. In the campaign The Company with Sam, who plays our accountant, kind of.
Essentially, the master of the coin.
Yes. My favorite moment, Voxy being completely useless and getting a skull like slapped out of his hand. It's like, I'm doing good. No, you're not. Stop it.
Yeah, that was interesting. And
that was exactly what I was going for.
Yep. And then finally, I believe I've not missed anyone. There's me. Hi, I am Sam, or in the case of this, I am Samuel, to avoid confusion. And I can be found over on Twitter as Eldritch Warlock, where you can find me on the internet. Tends to be, as Chico just mentioned, I can be found tomorrow on the RPG Lab at 7 p.m. British summertime for the company. I play a Warlock accountant, essentially. And I can also be found next Saturday also on the RPG Lab, where I also DM a different game. That'll be at 4 p.m. British summertime. And then, of course, obviously next week here with session 5 of the old myths. And but keep an eye on my Twitter. I tend to tweet or retweet where I will be appearing. And again, also on my Twitter, I'll probably put something up for if you want to apply for one of the guest spots next week. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I don't know how well that will work out, but I'll put something else on my Twitter. Just reply to it and let me know, basically. And before I wrap this up, I want to give another shout out and thank you to Alex Rowe, whose music you experienced in this game today. It's wonderful music. I've listened to it for years as inspiration in writing, and also music to listen to while reading. Can be found on Spotify, YouTube, and Bandcamp as Alex Rowe. And I realise I've got to mention this a few times in the past, but he can also be found on Twitter as Rotaka. That being at. Okay, so there's a train going by. But Alex Rowe can also be found over on Twitter as at Rotaka, which is Roetaka. Do give it, do go give a listen to his music. It's definitely well worth it. As I said, I've loved it for years. And with that, I think that's everything. So unless a mod in Variant Roles is telling me that we're going to go and raid someone, I don't know because I'm not really a mod with that, I'm afraid. No. Oh, okay, we can. Is there anyone down that we're raiding? I don't really know who's active right now.
Got the okay from Papa Bear.
I was gonna say Dice Priori, but they're a rerun, so never mind. Ignore me. I just saw their little picture on the side of my Twitch.
Yeah, I was about to check out what they were doing.
Yeah. Welcome party. I mean, if you're suggesting welcome party, okay, we're going to go and raid Welcome Party RPG. Do stick around and go give them a hello from Variant Roles. And with that, thank you to you lot for watching. Thank you for my players for playing. And do join us next week for session 5 of the Old Myths. See you, folks.
Bye. Bye.